What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K, and I'm here with the other host of this fantastic show because y'all all make it fantastic. SSC Podcast, the other host, Project Storm. Storm, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing real good. It's Stadia time. Sun is shining. All things are great in the world of gaming, and we got some big games coming up for the rest of this year, bro. So
Yeah,
I'm always ready to jump into it as long as you are.
Absolutely. As Storm hinted to, we are going to be deep diving to an extent, as much as the time will permit us, deep diving into the games that are coming versus the games that we're like, oh man, I'm devastated that they're not here on the platform. We're going to talk about that all in our discussion of Stadia's road to 200. I just don't think that it's been put out there in enough detail for it to saturate in the brains how well of a job Stadia is doing as far as them being a young platform, them trying to get the big AAA games, the AA games, the indie games, the rate that they're doing it at, and the fact that they got a major publisher on their side already in the form of Ubisoft. I don't think we understand how important this is from the jump, and it takes deep dives in order for that to be put out there in front of everybody for them to understand in totality. So we're going to do that today. We're also going to talk about the huge Destiny 2 crossplay that was enacted yesterday. I hopped in on it. I know my brother Storm hopped in on some more, man. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Stadia's potential growth in the future. There was a big survey that flew under the radar for a lot of us, but we talked about it on Monday here on this platform. We're going to dive deeper into it and get your thoughts in the chat about it. And lastly, there's a huge Ubisoft Plus sale going on. It just caught my eye. I want to make everyone aware of it so they can take advantage of it and play some Ubisoft games on Stadia. So we got all that happening. But before we get into any of that, the people want to know, Project Storm, what have you been playing since last episode, bro?
Oh man, should I say the Destiny 2?
Woo! Yes, sir,
Bob.
All
right, I'm gonna say the Destiny 2 for now. Then it's gonna be hard. You know how I feel about this crossplay action and Destiny 2 itself. Even though I got mollywopped, that means dragged, aka I got my ass kicked on Crucible, y'all.
Ooh, shoot.
But guess what? I did it with pride. Because I tell
Mm-hmm.
you one thing, I see somebody in the chat, man. Now your mama knows. He knows what's
Now
up,
your
man.
mama.
I'm no slouch on that Destiny 2, but I've been away from the game for a while. So I need to get
Yeah.
back over there and get everything tightened up. That's all. But I was on that. I was on Naraka Blade Point for a little bit last night. I was
Mm-hmm.
also on Dirt 5 before the show today on
Okay.
PC at 8K.
Word, word,
Um,
word.
I had to throw that 8K in. Some people don't like to hear 8K for some reason, man.
I
Like
don't know.
I'm
I
like,
get it.
damn, bro, it's just a resolution, man.
Too many
Like I'll just
pixels for
play.
him right now. Too many
Hey, I
pixels
guess
for
so. 33 million plus, man, or something like that. So I guess you're right. But check this out. I've also been playing um Psychonauts 2. I
Oh,
did jump
word.
on
Okay.
Psychonauts
Okay.
2 on Game Pass for PC. I jumped on the Dishonored 2. Me and my son had fun with that one. All I kept hearing them say is chop his head off, chop his head off. And sure enough, I finally incapacitated or whatever, man, or
uh,
decapitated and all those things. Uh chopped this dude's head off, and it's you can I have a video. I don't know if I released it yet. I think I just released it today, by the way. Dishonored 2 8K, man. It shows me throwing his head into the wall of
oh,
light, man.
wow.
If you don't know what the wall of light is, you got to check that out. Because the thing about that game is you have to dispose these bodies, man. If you don't dispose of the bodies, the rats will get the bodies and they'll become like this problem. There'll be like this huge rat infestation.
Oh,
And a lot
wow.
of people slept on Dishonored 2. That's a game I want to see come to this platform.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care when it happens, but it's a game that I think will be great for Stadia, old
Yeah.
or new. Remember, we don't care about the age on these games, man.
Mm-hmm.
If we've never played them in 2K, they're welcome.
Exactly.
Now,
It's about the
with that,
experience. Yep. Good. Good.
yeah, with that being said, man, Forza Horizon 4 jumped into it because I'm getting ready for this Horizon 5, man.
Good.
A little bit of Young Souls. I copped that. MM2K, I had to refund it, man. People are gonna be
Oh.
mad. They're gonna throw the
Oh.
tomatoes. I
Oh.
refunded it,
Yeah. They
not
gonna
because
get
the
you.
game is not magnificent, man. I love the game. Love the game. Love the it was great to play as the twins and everything, and switching between the two so effortlessly. But man, for some reason, couldn't get 4K. That's the
Mm.
only reason, y'all. The game is great. Go
Okay.
out and get it. Don't be like me, man. I need help. MM2K needs help, but I definitely need help. I'm a hey, four. I have an 82-inch display
It don't have
now.
4K.
And I couldn't get 4K when I played it on
Okay.
desktop, and that's the only way I tried it. I don't know. I saw it. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do
Mm.
this again. The
Yeah, I
same thing
got you.
happened with
With
Grime. You know what I'm
Grime.
saying?
Yeah.
So somebody
Yeah.
correct me in the chat if it does have 4K because I didn't see
I
it. I
don't
didn't
get
see it.
that.
It
We
could
gotta
just be
talk
me, man.
about that, bro.
Now
I don't
check
get.
this out.
Go
So
ahead, bro.
if
Hmm.
my TV wasn't as big as it is now,
And
82
it was
inches
8K.
MM2K,
Exactly.
man, and it
Yep.
is 8K, but and it upscales. It does a good job.
Yeah.
But you can imagine 1080p on this big
Oh
screen,
my
what it might
God.
look like, bro.
Peas porridge in
So
my
that's
cup.
for right now. That's what went into my decision making, y'all.
Yeah, I can dig it. I
Now I
can dig
hope
it.
Clive is not in the chat already because Clive gets on me about 4K, 4K
Yeah.
everything. Him and Red, 4K
Yeah.
every. That's all you think about Project Storm. Damn, you're gonna get 4K on Tombstone one day.
Hmm.
Hey yo, I love these higher resolutions because I like the game on big screens. That's all. You can't have one
Oh,
without the other. You can't have a 82-inch 720p screen, can you? It
yeah,
won't look right.
exactly. It won't look right.
So with all that being said, man, I played some other games, MM2K. I did. I played a whole lot of games actually. Doom, I messed with the Doom 2016, Doom Eternal. I played them all, man. I mean, bro, so many games I just hopped on because that's what I do now. I don't power through games like I used to because I find myself rushing through great games, like The Witcher 3. I ran through that one, for example. And Horizon Zero Dawn ran through that one. Like these are great games, right? And I don't want to do that to these games. So I'd rather hop around from game to game. When a new game releases, you get the urge to want to jump on it. And man, it's the newest, shiniest thing. It's like a car,
Hmm.
man.
Yep.
You want the fresh paint job and stuff. It's like TVs. You want the latest technology. It's like Stadia. You want the best in cloud, man. So I think people can understand where I'm coming from with that. But what about you, man? What have you been on?
Man. I'm kind of stuck on this whole 8K. I mean, not 8K, but 4K thing with
There you go.
Young Soul. So it's not 4K.
I didn't see it when I selected it. I went to go check the resolution like I always do, and I just didn't see it there. I didn't know it until I copped the game on what day was it? I remember it was Sunday. I got it on Sunday because I remember, yeah, it was during the Revolutionary Storm, and I bought the game. I played a little bit of it. I was having a great time. I see why everybody loves it so much. I give the game a solid 9 right off the top. But man, I don't know. I just missed that 8K. It just didn't look like I wanted it to look on my display. That's all.
It's crazy. I'm kind of confused. And maybe, I mean, we won't focus too much on this because we already got a jam-packed show. But what do you guys think in the chat? Matter of fact, I'll do a poll too. What do you guys think in the chat? Yeah, let's do a poll. Let me see. Do you care? Let me see. Do you care when games like Young Souls? Well, I'll put Grime because I don't know. Like Grime
Yeah.
are not in 4K at launch. Here's my thing. I get that we play games like that, for the gameplay and stuff like that. But see, Storm, I'm with you. 1080p just is too low to get. Like I got a 4K HDR monitor, so it kind of hurts my monitor, and it kind of makes things real grainy. And I love playing Stadia on this monitor. Right. So I got to go switch to another monitor. You see what I'm saying? Or I got to bump the resolution to something weird and mess up my whole settings. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that every game has to be 4K. We're not even talking. We're not even talking native 4K. But I'm just confused on why games like Grind and Young Souls that really, I mean, don't have like the most, the biggest assets. Why aren't they 4K? And that would be another seller for the platform. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I'm looking at the chat. I want to see if anybody said, I want people to prove me wrong and say it is 4K, and I'll be happy.
Exactly. That's why I said
now.
Yep.
Right now, MM2K, I'm leaning on. I didn't see the option. I didn't hear anybody talking about it, so I said, man, let me just hit that button for right now. And just like with Grime, I'm gonna re-up when those games. I get back on them when they get that resolution that I need, man.
Exactly. So, okay, interesting stuff. Well, I've been playing, good brother. I've been playing some. Oh gosh, what have I been playing? I haven't gotten Madden 22 yet. That's because I really haven't had the time to sit down and play the way that I want to. So that's still on my radar. I'm definitely getting Madden 22 when I get the time to sit and play it. But I did play Riders Republic. The beta, and I can't talk about it, but I think for people that are into racing games and stuff like that, it's definitely going to be it's going to be something that you will enjoy.
So it's not for you, or you can't. I don't want to get too much into it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to say that I haven't played enough into it yet. Nothing to where it's bad, but I'm that far off from racing games now that I don't see it something that I would be like, I'm hopping on this like how I would hop Division, but it's something, but it's not. But I think racing enthusiasts will definitely enjoy, especially from what I've seen. That's all I'll say on right now. But no, nothing bad. What else have I played, man? I played a lot of stuff, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh, I played some Outriders just to test that out to see how it was coming. Still in the same state from last week's Storm, where like if you're on the CCU or if you're on Google TV, and that's your primary way of playing, I'll recommend you picking it up now. If not, if you play mainly on the PC, I personally can't recommend it as of yet. Played some Division 2. What else did I play? I played some Rainbow Six. Oh man, I played a lot of stuff this week, and I don't know. Maybe I played too much for my brain. But those are just some of the things that I got into. You got to
ease back into it, man. You got to ease back into it, bro.
I was just trying out different. I was trying different things out because I was trying to get my settings on my PC back up. For some reason, Storm, I can do the accelerated hardware and the more graphical push, but I'm not getting it as an end result. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I was trying it out. Oh, and I played Destiny 2, of course, yesterday, which we'll get into that. So, all right, that's everything we've been playing. And we got the poll up here. Let's see what the results are right now. We'll leave it up here for a little bit. With 17 votes in, 65% of the respondents say no, MM2K. We don't care when games like Grime are not in 4K at launch. 35% say yes. So we're going to keep that poll rolling. All right, bro. Before we get into it though. I do want to do this. I do want to do this public service announcement. Let me make sure. Okay. I want to make sure I have you muted. I know somebody would have said something in the chat, but all right. Let me show you something. This is a tweet that I sent out earlier of another tweet sent by Ubisoft. And I say here, you can experience all of the Ubisoft Plus games available on Stadia for 30 days just for $1. And I put in quotations, or not quotations, but parentheses, no additional charge to access Stadia. Here's how. So here's what's going on, y'all. Ubisoft is doing a crazy 30-day promotion. I guess it's because of Gamescom or whatever. I don't know what it's for. But you can access Ubisoft Plus, if you haven't already, for simply $1. For $1. That's crazy. So you can get access to the 100 plus games that they have on PC. And I believe it might be close to 30 games right now on Stadia. But they're all the 30 current games. So, when you're looking at the other 70 games that are on the platform, on the PC platform, they're all older games. I'm talking about if you want to play some of the more, if you want to play the recent stuff. Pretty much all the most recent stuff, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3, are all on Stadia. So definitely go to Ubisoft Plus's website, and you'll sign up for the deal for $1. And then what you do is you can go to Stadia at no additional charge and link your Stadia account to your Ubisoft account, and you can play those games via Stadia. This is huge, Storm, for people that don't want to play on PC because they don't have powerful enough PCs and they want to play via the cloud. This is huge for them. What do you think about this deal, Storm?
Oh man, it took the breath out of my lungs, man. It sounds. Hey, let me say this right, and don't take it the wrong way or any way at all.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I thought only Game Pass could do stuff like this in 2K. I just really thought that it was only Game. This reminds me of a Game Pass type move, bro. $1. We haven't seen anything for $1 in a long time, man.
Facts, bro.
Like you can't even get a burger for $1 these days unless you get. I guess you hit the dollar menu up. You probably can. They still have that, but man,
you get the rubbery joint. Yeah.
30 days. Wait a minute, you can
days,
experience all of the Ubisoft Plus games available on Stadia 30 days just for $1.
Just for $1.
No additional charge to access Stadia. Here's how.
Yep. And I give you the steps in this other tweet. So it requires you first to go sign up at Ubisoft Plus, sign up for the $1 deal. Then you head over to Stadia using this. This is what you're going to want to do. And I'll explain this a little bit. You're going to want to go to Stadia and sign up for Stadia via this link, this no strings attached link that requires you to go and play Destiny, or go into at least load up Destiny. Like after you sign up, if you're new to Stadia, you sign up, but you want to do it through Destiny, because when you sign up through the free to play game, Storm, you don't got to do the trial. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you sign up through one of the free to play games, which is Destiny. You just come out of Destiny, go to the graphic user interface, go to the GUI, and go to your settings option out there on the main screen, and then go to Ubisoft Plus, and voila, you got it. There it goes.
Wow.
Just connect the two accounts, and here you have access to Ubisoft Plus, all the Stadia games that are in, or all the Ubisoft Plus games on Stadia. You have access to it for 30 days just for $1. There's no better way to try out Stadia than that. In my mind.
You really just can't, man. We need to jump. Let me tell you why we need to act on this. For all of you that hasn't gotten a chance to try it yet, or that's been on the fence or whatever. The reason we should try this is because if it is a large success, MM2K, I can see them rolling this out again. And
Yep.
wouldn't it be grand if they rolled this out right before Avatar
Woo!
or
Yes.
something big like Far Cry 6 or something came? You know, like more of this right here, along with maybe a free weekend or two or something like that, man. This is why I think anybody that doesn't have it, I have it already. You have it already. But if you don't have it already, $1. I mean, we
Yeah.
do more with $1. We do crazier stuff with $50. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, hey, give that a chance. Is all I'm saying. Because it's a phenomenal value. I jumped on Ubisoft Plus the first day it hit Stadia. I was on it. No second
Hmm.
thoughts, and I haven't regretted. I've been paying my $15 a month, and it's worth it because I can jump into any of those games. And from what I'm hearing, we have more on the way. But I won't jump the gun though.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, wow. I mean, I think this is a great deal. I think people should take advantage of it. And let me tell you guys something. I mentioned this in my last video, or one of my last videos, where I was talking to a whole bunch of friends, and me and Storm, we always collaborate right before shows and talk about how our friends are haters of Stadia and what they got to say
Right?
about this and
Oh,
that.
huge,
You know what I mean?
huge.
So trust us. We know your pain out there. When we be telling y'all, hey, look, man, calm down, be measured, address the thing. We get it, because we get it all the time from our friends. But the funny thing about it was, this past weekend, I think that I was talking to some friends. They were hating on Stadia, and I told them, I said, there's no need to hate on Stadia. Like, Stadia is a platform that's just for people that are tired of having to deal with consoles and hardware and stuff like that. And and then there's other benefits. People that want to enjoy gaming on the go. I said it doesn't mean it got to replace anything. I had to tell them. I said, yo, I still got a PlayStation 5 and I got a PC. I got a beefy gaming PC. There's
Right.
no need to hate on Stadia. It can be part of your gaming portfolio for what it's good for. So then someone asked me a question, Storm. They was like, oh no, you got to pay for Stadia. The strings. I said, no, you don't. I said, there's a way that you can get access. I said, you have Stadia anyway. I said, if you have a Google account, that's how the argument started. I said, if you have a Google account, you have Stadia. Oh, that's bull. That's BS. I said, whatever.
Oh, here
So
we go.
I sent them the link, and I made them share it on Discord. And as they were going through Discord, then they couldn't back up. Then they started making up some. Well, that's not what you said. I said, no, we're not gonna play no semantics. You can access Stadia free of charge and no strings attached, right? So then everybody else was like, well, let me try. This is trash. And about 5 people that was saying that. They tried it. Don't you know, instantaneously, they was all like, oh man, this is the stuff. I like this. This is good. Oh, Stadia. I have someone subscribed to the channel. These are all people that would normally hate on me, and every time I hop in the Disco Storm, they question me. MM2K, why you playing on Stadia? Here they all converted, bro. I even had one guy that's a big PC guy. He said, yo, now, because I'm running out of space, now I can take Assassin's Creed Valhalla off my PC and I'll just play it on Stadia. This all happened within a 10-minute span, Storm. It was crazy. So if you're watching this because you're interested on why we're so excited about Stadia, or you are trying to figure out a way to market this to your friends so they can get out of their fog mind state, go look up Stadia, Destiny 2 on Stadia. Get that link where it says play Destiny 2, no strings attached, and give them that link and tell them to just sign up and play right now. It might change the world.
Listen to this, man. First of all, I just look in the chat and I'm like, because we've been hearing people say $15 is a lot of money per month to
Yeah,
pay for Ubisoft Plus, and that
absolutely.
is true for certain
It is
people,
true.
right? That is
Yep, it is.
definitely true,
Yep.
and we take that into consideration all the time, man. So, but I'm looking at Randy B right here. I'm looking at
Randy B.
at Prime Maxi looking at what they, and I didn't know that they were subscribers, man. Who else?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing some people, man. I just looked at that and then they both have it already. I'm like, damn. I thought we were only 2 for a minute to have a sub. Anybody else with a sub?
Yeah,
And I want to talk about this poll after it's done.
Okay.
I do want to talk about that poll when it's done because Andrew, it's 27 votes already, and people put strong votes on this one, man.
Yeah.
I might have to talk about it in a little bit though, but go ahead. What do
Oh
we
no,
have
no.
next on the docket, man? But before we do anything else, can I
Mm-hmm.
get the chat?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go, y'all. From the bottom to the top, we got Squid in the house, man. Shout out to Squid, content creator. You know what I mean? Longtime supporter, man. A skeptic at first, but look at him now. We also have Fran Mexia. If I'm saying your name wrong, people, I apologize, man. You know, I try my best. Cloudbusters in at the bottom. I see you down there. We have Bulls for Life each and every week. Randy B. $1 for 30 days is insane, he says. Roger has been dropping some nukes lately on social media. Hey, Roger, you just transformed, man. I go to Roger right now for some deep thought. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just been dropping a lot of lines that make you scratch your head out there. That's why it's good to be connected to social media in moderation. Not if you're going to get mad at MM2K or myself when we come at people's neck or whatever about something that they say is inaccurate about Stadia, but because you want to stay tuned to the news and all that good stuff. It's a good place to be, as long as you're doing it in moderation. The Nightbot is always in the building, man, with the check mark. You can't get that check mark. You see the members out there and everybody, they want that check mark. You can't get that though. You got to be the
Yep.
Nightbot to get that. Joey Helpish is in the house, man. All right. Say, I don't care because I play games on different screens and more casual games on my phone or 1080p screen in my office, AAA games on my 4K screen in the living room. One of many pluses of Stadia. Now, if you want to drop comments like this, I know MM2K, man. He's been humble, man. But if y'all want to, one day I'll get this button down bottom, that super chat button down there, y'all. You don't have to, but if you want to donate to the channel, man, we give back. And in fact, we have a giveaway coming up. MM don't know about it yet, but
Oh
we have a
wow.
giveaway coming up in the very, very near future, y'all. And anybody that's a longtime supporter, you know that we give back. Some of you might have won something or been very close. But
Exactly.
stay tuned for another giveaway because that's what we love to do. We also have Wrong Easy in the building, man. Sean Christopher, right? We have, and now your mama knows who
And
knows
now
about
your
my
mama
Destiny 2 skill.
knows.
The boy's a beast at Destiny 2. I can't lie. I'm stinking it up right now. I play too many games like Call of Duty and all that stuff and Battlefield, but I got to get back. I got to get my skills back intact, man. Sean L in the house, man. 5280 plays. We all wish for 8K, he says, and I can't disagree. All right. Council Runners in the building, and then we also have Stadia Krampus, man. And I think we are Victor Del Mastro at the top, man. First in the building. It's good to see everybody out here, y'all. Stay tuned. We have a hell of a show planned for you. Let's get into it, my friend MM2K.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, yeah, we wanted to put that out there. We wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that fantastic deal. Yeah, hop on that. And then, too, if you're having conversations like I was, I never would have expected that. Give people that link to Destiny 2. Now that it's crossplay, that's even a bigger reason to do that. We're going to get into that later. But give them that link. Let them experience Stadia on the devices and peripherals and stuff that they already own. No excuse. When I put their backs up against the wall and they had to try it, they had to admit it. I even had a staunch Xbox person that was in the conversation with me. Store and they were like, yeah, that Stadia tech is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I said, I know.
It is.
Who you telling?
It is.
You telling water it's wet. I know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But all
I
right.
hear the same thing,
Go ahead,
but
brother.
wait. Why
Mm-hmm.
do I hear the same exact thing? Does anybody else hear this stuff too? Please join in the conversation. Let us know if you hear this from your friends, because I swear it sounds like it's just me and MM2K. And I know other people endure this kind of stuff when it comes to your friends, right? Your real life friends sometimes, or your
Yep.
gaming community friends. I mean, if you go through it, please let us know so I'm not losing my mind, because it happens to me every single day. And it just never makes sense, MM2K. And I hear the same things that you say that you're talking about, man. But it's really like they don't even hate Stadia. It's like they
Yeah.
want to love it, but they're
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed. It's kind of like
Yeah, that's what it is.
like you
That's what it
really
feels
want
like.
to
I'll
go
put it
get
like
inside the
that.
club, but you're waiting out there hoping to be noticed or something. I don't know what it is, man. It's weird. So
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, brother. I am with you on that one. So with that said, hmm, interesting. Now I was just checking something very interesting here.
do
Yeah, with
share,
that
do share.
I'm gonna wrap TV. It's something we was talking about before, something that was happening. I'm like, what's going on here? And it don't make any sense. I've reached out to get clarification on something. But
Got you.
With that said, let's talk about today's topics. First and foremost, y'all, Stadia has hit 200 over 200 games, Storm. Okay, they hit over 200 games on the power of, and I'm gonna put this up here, off the strength of games like Humankind, Madden, and Young Souls. Let me do this. Let me show you something. All right, so this was the article that we had. We talked about this before, though. When Young Souls launched. Young Souls now available for Stadia, launches this fall for PlayStation. I find it so funny that these articles, they can't just say, yo, it's on Stadia. And then they got to put it in the title. They can't just say, you can play it now on Stadia. And then, oh yeah, it's coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox in the fall, right? It's like they know that if you put it that way, people might say, well, you know what? I'll just go play it on Stadia. It's like they don't want that for some reason. We're just regurgitating the feelings of the community, as that one guy from Game Informer was trying to make it seem like. No, it's like they're trying to force the community's hand and steer them towards a certain path, which I find hilarious. But nonetheless, off of the back of those 3 games, Stadia has gone over 200 games. And I know there's a huge discussion, Storm, about Stadia not getting all the games that people want to play, right? So I was listening to you, good brother. I was listening to you and Rev talk about this. Then I was listening to my spiritual advisor, all things Stadia, Clive, talk about this on Monday. And I was doing some soul reflecting. And I said, hold on, Storm and Clive, they've been hitting this on the nail. So let's go back a little bit. We talked about this on our podcast, The Commission, that airs every other Thursday on the MM2K channel, shameless plug. We talked about how fast Stadia got to 200 versus premier platforms. Now, normally I'm against judging what premier platforms are doing, but I think it'll just show you how really remarkable what Stadia has been able to accomplish this early in the game. So, Storm, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, good brother.
Go ahead.
And if you don't know the answers, that's okay. Because you know what? The chat ain't going to know it either.
I'm going to know it.
Unless they watch the commission. But so, Storm, let's take 3 platforms. Let's take Stadia, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Now, we know Xbox One and PlayStation 4 were premier platforms. Between the two, 164 million consoles were sold at least between the two. Let's start off with the king of consoles, though, the PlayStation 4.
Yes, sir.
In 21 months' time, the same amount of time that it took Stadia to reach 200 games, in 21 months' time, how many games do you think PlayStation 4 had?
Well, I'm going to say it definitely exceeds where Stadia is right now because it is PlayStation. They had a lot of titles, man.
Exactly.
So I'm going to say about 258.
258? Okay. Well, really, PlayStation actually had more than that.
Oh, man.
PlayStation had 333 games in 20 months.
Damn.
But again, like you said, been around for decades, established relationships, really a stranglehold in the Japanese market. And they really utilized that market after they utilized the indie market, right? So if you look at what Stadia is doing now, because what I did a hand count, Storm. I did a hand count of these games. I went to the websites, the respective websites, and I counted these games by hand, looking at the launch dates. So people can't tell me otherwise, right? So when you look at these games, when I was hand counting the PlayStation 4 games, yeah, I'm crazy like that, y'all. But when I was hand counting the PlayStation 4 games, I noticed that within those 20 months, the overwhelming majority, I didn't get a percentage, but the overwhelming majority of them were the Grimes, were the Young Souls, were games like that, NIS type of games. Those AA type of games that have a lot of value to gamers that like games like that. They really help fill the catalog. And that's what and having a vast catalog like that, as Stadia is working to, was real important to PlayStation. Hence why, towards the latter end of the last generation, they clocked out at like 114 million consoles plus.
Right.
So I brought that up, even though it's a significant gap. But it's only a significant gap to a premier platform who has had established relationships for decades and they're working towards indies. I wanted to point that out, Storm, because a lot of people got to understand that building these indies up is very important towards the base and the building of relationships for your platform for sustainability. It's important, and look what it did for PlayStation. Any thoughts on that?
Not really, because I understand the breakdown right there. There's nothing for me to disagree with.
So there goes the numbers of PlayStation games: 333 versus Stadia's 201 in the same time frame. However, and again, we explain the gap, and it's okay.
This is 24 months. Exactly.
21 months.
Not more. 21 months.
Not more. Okay, 21 months. And that's all right. And that's fine. Again, PlayStation
21, my bad.
Yep. PlayStation had the established relationships on for decades, where Stadia just really introduced themselves to developers 6 months before launch, for the most part. Mm-hmm. And they still were able to get 201 games in the same time that it took PlayStation to get 333 games. I think that's phenomenal. With that said, let's look at the other premier platform, the Xbox. Now I want to hear how many games do you think the Xbox One, which sold at least 50 million?
Yeah.
How many games do you think that the Xbox One had in the same time?
Well, since I had an Xbox One, day one, copped that on day one, Halo and everything. First console that taught me how to use 2 thumbsticks, I think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I remember that library, Fusion Frenzy and all those, man, and MotoGP and the demo. Oh, yeah, this brings me back down the memory road.
Yep.
I'm going to say 165 games, which would be less than Google Stadia, by the way.
Well, your answer is part right and it's part wrong.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, they were less than Google Stadia, but they were less than what you said they were. What? Premier platform, Xbox Storm. Around for decades as well, just about, close to it. Established relationships, third-party relationships. Phil Spencer at the helm, working at their second and third-party relationships for Xbox Studios. At the same time that it took the new platform, never existed before, just let developers know about it 6 months before it launched. The same time that it took them to get to 201 games, Xbox was only able to accumulate 144. 144 games to Stadia's 200 games. That says something to me.
Man, it does.
What are your thoughts on that, Storm, to Stadia being able to accumulate? Again, not as much as PlayStation, but PlayStation, again, they have a key chunk of the market, the Japanese market. So they had 333 games, but for them to clock in about 57 more games, 57 more games than Xbox. What are your thoughts about that?
All right, now I want to say something. I'm going to say it the correct way first. Then I'm going to say it the way I've been told second. Stadia doesn't have any game, right?
Yeah.
And then the second way, my friends from the hood, who knows how to speak better, we were taught better, but this is how we talk sometimes. They tell me Stadia ain't got no game. Why would I want to go over there and play on Google Stadia if they ain't got no games that people want to play? Now, this is a fact. This is what they say. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm quoting. I say, well, it seems like Stadia has a lot of games, different types of games, a diverse catalog that everybody want to jump. There's something for everybody. Young Souls, man, all the way back to Guilt. You got games like Killer Queen Black and Monster Boy, which is at 4K, by the way. Beautiful on my TV. But we'll get back to the poll in a little while. Hey, this is what they say, y'all. Stadia ain't got no games. Yeah, but Storm. What about the games that people care about, Storm? They don't have those games, Storm. You got to understand what I'm saying, bro. This is an example of how it goes down, y'all. Just bear with me. I'm saying, what are you talking? That sounds stupid. Yeah. That sounds dumb, man. You're supposed to be a gamer, bro. You mean to tell me you can't do research, man? You don't know it. Stadia has games, man. Well, they don't have no games that I want to play. Well, do you want to play Red Dead 2? Because they had that at launch time.
Yep.
Do you like that game? That's not the point. That's not the point. Well, can you just answer the question? Do you like Red Dead 2? Is that a good game?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's a good game. Hell, of course. Yeah, of course that's a good game. Okay. Well, what about Destiny 2? You ever heard of that game? Yeah, of course. Bungie. Do you like that game? Yeah, I love Destiny 2. Okay. Let's move on to some current games. You like Cyberpunk? Well, Cyberpunk is cool, but it's better on PC. Well, but it's a good game. Well, it's good now because they patched it up and everything. All right, cool. They got that. Resident Evil Village. Do you like that game, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good game. Madden 22. Do you think? Well, Madden needs some work, but still, these are games that are on the platform. Just some examples, y'all. The conversation never ends because they never understand. They never really rationalize. They can't understand that Stadia has MM2K. Well, I don't know what the percentage was the last time you added up those numbers, man, when you talked about third-party games on the platform, but can you please reiterate that in case my friends are listening? Please.
Yeah. And you're dealing with the same thing that I had to deal with in my conversation. And sometimes it gets heated because people say, I hate that. You know, one thing that I hate, Storm? I hate when I, who have done the research, that have did the digging in the data like you do, finding the articles, I've done all that research, for you to just sit there because your ass is stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. To say, I hate that. That's the epitome of ignorance to me. To say, really? I mean, instead of saying, really? So, yeah, but to answer your question, Storm, Stadia has around at least 60% of the top NPD games. What is NPD? NPD is a group that measures sales and stuff like that and saturation of games and consoles in North America. Why is that important? Because North America, as far as at least console gaming is concerned, is the largest region for that particular type of gaming. And a lot of us are console gamers that are here. You know, a lot of us were tired of consoles, certain things with consoles, the price, the inconvenience. So therefore, that's why we picked up Stadia. So Stadia in its infant stage already got those games. It's not my fault that you don't know that. You know, they got 60% of those games. All you gotta do is look at NPD. It's simple math. I look at NPD. I look at the games that are there. I look at the games on Stadia. I do the simple math, come up with the percentage. Don't respond with, bruh. I had so much of that in that conversation. I was yelling at people. Why are you yelling? Like, I can't stand ignorance like that.
Hey, bro, it gets wild. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And then they'll accuse you of capping for the platform. Yeah. Yo, why are you capping for the platform? Why are you defending Stadia? Why are you doing? And then it's not even about that. It's about you sounding crazy out here. And you, like others, are out here feeding people misinformation. But I got something from Twisted Barber, man. Stop the donut press real quick. Stop the donut press real quick because I want to hear your response to this one, bro.
All right.
He said, you're forgetting to take into account the backward compatibilities of the Xbox One and PS4. No. Stadia needs to get. I ain't even done reading, man. Let me finish. Hey, Twisted Barber is that's the homie. Y'all know what it is. You might have seen him in the chat before. So this right here is real conversation, right? No insult. Twisted know what's up. You're forgetting to take into account the backward compatibilities of the Xbox One and the PS4. Stadia needs to get certain titles until they come, then it won't be taken seriously. MM2K, what's your real thoughts? Not no fanboy thoughts.
Look, All due respect, Twisted Barber, shout out to you, brother. This is no disrespect to you. What we're talking on this show is we're talking. I'm not going to argue with a hardcore gamer that Stadia has every title with them. We're talking about there being an argument that Stadia has no demographic. Well, we say, oh no, Stadia is not out here to buck with PlayStation and Xbox. Well, it ain't out here to buck with nobody. Don't nobody want that. It ain't for nobody. We're talking about the newly or some of the newer release games that are out during said particular generation. Like, let me give you an example. When the casual demographic that Stadia is targeting, the technical demographic that Stadia is targeting, when they go buy new consoles, and they're going to buy them at different times, but when they go to buy new consoles, they're not buying new consoles for old games. Yeah. If that was the case, then Xbox wouldn't be down 2-1 to PlayStation 5. Just simply put.
And people and Xbox fans like myself wouldn't be celebrating the acquisition and stuff like that in the games to come because we so desperately needed them. Now, I'm not a bot. I had to say this. I'm not a bot. You got to identify yourself properly, or else, other people might come at you. I'm not a bot. I have almost 90,000 achievements, but I'm not a bot, though. I play everywhere that I want to play, but I do know that I was happy that Xbox finally acquired something like Bethesda because it was going to mean more games to come. So people got excited about that at the Xbox camp for good reason, because they were missing a lot of good titles, man. They were.
Yep. And to finish up this point, like, we're not counting the backwards compatible games. Like, no one bought an Xbox Series X to play State of Decay 2. They didn't. They had no choice but to, but they're wanting to play some of the newer games. All right. So this whole theory of, well, you forget all the backwards compatible games. Well, you got to remember the first year and a half, especially when it comes to Xbox. The first year and a half, though, Xbox didn't have a bunch of backwards compatible games. Or not the first year and a half, but the first year they didn't have a bunch of backwards compatible games because Donnie D, who was in charge of Xbox, didn't believe in backwards compatibility. He said the same thing that I'm saying. People don't buy new consoles to play old games. So they had a very limited backwards compatibility system. There are a lot more now, but they're out of that 20-month window. So the backwards compatible games that are there now came way after the fact when Xbox, Phil Spencer came on at that one E3 and said, yeah, we're going to bring the 5,000 Xbox games over. That was years later. I'm talking about real time. Stadia's real time at 21 months versus Xbox's real time at 21 months versus PlayStation's time at 21 months. And they didn't, and even to PlayStation's credit, most of the games that they had were not remakes. They didn't have any available either. They had new indie games. What flooded their lineup was a lot of new indie games. So I get your point. I'm not counting them. But even if I did count them, for argument's sake, they wouldn't sway the needle anyway, because again, Xbox during that 21-month period didn't really believe in backwards compatibility, and PlayStation didn't need it. They had indie games. But I'm talking solely the games for that current gen that they released in. What deals were they able to pin? PlayStation was able to pin 333 of them. Stadia was able to pin 201 of them. And Xbox was only able to pin 144 of them. Give Stadia's flowers. Period. I'm gonna say one more thing to Masuki. Hey, Masukazi, good to see you, brother. I've been missing you from my comments. I love you, brother. Trying to be the next Amunor. But you gotta, hey, look, maybe Amunor can hit you up with some trolling skills. You ain't there yet, bucko, but I'm glad to see you. Go ahead, Storm.
Man, I tell you what, boy, that Fortnite thing is funny though. It's funny, man.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
So basically, Geek the Sneak, man. Shout out. I might as well shout out, like I said, man. Geek the Sneak is in the building. Been supporting us real heavy right now, MM2K these days. I agree with Twisty said. There's enough on the platform for me, but if there were more titles I like on the platform, I never go back to Xbox. Now that's
Mm-hmm.
powerful. That's
Mm-hmm.
powerful in itself. But anyway, what do we have next on the docket, man? Before we get sidetracked,
Mm. Well, speaking of the games that we are missing, because again, we're not ignorant to it. We're not ignorant to it. Like that's a good point, Geek to Sneak. Now, I like the way he phrased it there. And again, and Twisted Barber, nothing against you, brother. I was
Twisted
just
knows
saying,
what's up, man. That's all love out here.
yeah, I don't. I'm not saying that it's irrelevant to everybody, but we got to understand that Stadia is on a certain path right now. Some of us may fit on that path. Some of us may not fit on that path. But just because some of us may not fit doesn't mean that Stadia is going to do bad. That's a real self-minded way of looking things. Like, I don't like Xbox. I just don't. I don't care for the direction. I don't like what they're going to do. But you always hear me say, because I look at everything from 5,000 feet, I don't think Xbox is in trouble. Xbox will do fine. They're going to make money, even though they're 2-1 behind. They're behind in the cloud as far as reception in the cloud. That's why Phil Spencer's out here talking about, we're going to talk about that in the after show. Phil Spencer talking about, yeah, cloud gaming is good for what you want to play, to look and see what you want to download when you get home. What? Huh? We're going to talk about that.
All right.
You know,
all right.
Storm was like, don't get me started.
Like it to be a back-to-back. It feels. I gave him credit, man.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, good. Let's leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let's stay on track.
What I'm saying,
let's stay on track, man.
But I like how Geek put, like, there's games missing, and if there were games missing, then we could do with all of it. Because a lot of the angst and really the anger that we feel in the community, and I even get where Twisted Barb is coming from, definitely, no doubt. But a lot of the angst and anger is coming from because we want to make Stadia our only platform. We want to. But Stadia themselves, that wasn't their intent this early out. For people like us that game the way that we do. For some people, it's a perfect fit for it to be their only platform. For some of us, though, it's not the case. And they told you, they said, look, most of the general gamers are going to look at this and say, well, this may not be it for me. And they're going to come back years later and say, okay, now all the boxes have been checked. I'm down with this. But it's going to take some time. But there are games missing, Storm. Like, there are games missing of significance. But what we got to do, y'all, before we go into this, oh, well, Stadia just ain't got the games. Oh, it's horrible. It's over. Before we get into that mode, let's balance the games that we don't have versus the games that we have yet to get just for this year.
Man, this is fun here. This is fun. You're going to have to do all this, MM. Damn, I know it's Wednesday and everything, bro. But
we got to do
man.
it. You know how we do
come
here.
on, bro.
But we got to look at it. When we don't look at it, then we kind of get into this realm of doom and gloom and sorrow. But you always got to look at things from 5,000 feet. And I want to shout out Clivey Linden. I want to shout out Project Storm.
Shout out.
And Rav for having this conversation.
Shout out.
And I want to shout out who jump-started this, really, the homie Sunny Cloud Gaming. Golly.
Shout out.
What a hell of a video. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, here we go. What games are we missing, Storm? And Chad, I want to get your thoughts. The major games that we're missing right now is NBA 2K22. That's the sore piece. We don't know what the state of that is. Everybody's been quiet. So we got NBA 2K22. We got Battlefield 2042, which again, everybody's been quiet. Now, I called EA's customer service and they told me, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of y'all calling asking for this. So, I mean, I don't know if that moves the needle at all, but that's another one that we're like, dang. And then last but not least, and maybe this is more so for me than it is anybody else, but Stadia, if you listen, please do your best to get this game. Dying Light 2.
Oh yeah.
Dying Light, that's a big game, the potential big game this year. Multiplat that's not coming to the platform. Those are 3 serious games that we don't know what's going on, and and I get there's some angst around that. Storm, do you get the angst around those games not being mentioned for the platform as of yet, or if ever?
No, because I won't worry until I think the first one scheduled out of those 3 to release is it 2K? That's probably going to be scheduled around October, as it normally does. I won't panic until the middle of September for that one. I might even give it to the end. The end might be pushing it. The middle of September, which is only a couple weeks away. or a few weeks away. I want to see. I would like to hear something. That's the only thing, because see, that one is kind of sketchy right there. A lot of people want that game. Me, I'm not buying it day one. Just not gonna do it unless there's a hell of a deal that I can't pass up. I don't plan to support it because of the previous version. And if you all are regular listeners or whatever, you know why. But MM2K, the other ones, hmm. I don't know, because I like Stadia. See, I'm one of the ones that tell Stadia I advise them to surprise the hell out of people like me. Please surprise me with a stealth drop as many times a year as you can, because I like that. I like the stealth drops MM2K in chat. I really do, because they get me excited. I'm like, wow. I mean, there's a difference in like seeing a roadmap or a list of games that's coming to the platform, right? And already knowing they're gonna come. You know what I mean? Like, people, we know Riders Republic, and people are excited about these games. They're coming. You know what I mean? Some of the older Ubisoft games are going to come, like Assassin's Creed and all that. But there's something like, let me give you an example. You saw what happened to me when Control dropped on the platform, and I had no idea it was about to drop, man. Even though I knew the game was slated for the platform, I still didn't have an idea it was coming that day. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. So can you imagine, right as preseason is in full swing or something, or at the beginning of preseason, NBA preseason or whatever, announcement, NBA 2K22 coming to Stadia, and Google Stadia drops this, or 2K themselves or whatever. Man, this is what I foresee. I think that makes a bigger splash. What? 2K is coming to Stadia? Oh, snap. I don't know, MM. That's just my thought. I like that kind of stuff, bro. So I do think it's coming. Because why wouldn't it? Why would they stop it right now? You know what I mean? Why would they stop it when 20 and 21 has been on the platform already? And then when it comes to the other games that you mentioned, man, yeah, Dying Light 2, I can see that coming. Even if it doesn't come at launch, I can see it coming to the platform, because, again, Stadia they're getting more and more users on more and more endpoints or whatever. And if you, as a publisher, I would assume that when you start looking at the numbers, like, you know, Stadia's making moves, and, you know, they're out here putting in work and trying to offer developers. Developers and publishers, it's a win-win situation because of the new split that's about to take place, y'all. It's a win-win situation to bring your games to Stadia. So I'm not really worried about it, man, because I could see you would have to be, and I don't want to say this to insult anybody, but you would just have to be missing out on the information, uninformed or whatever, right? To not put your game on Stadia, especially when you could get 85% of the split.
Yeah.
I don't know, MM. My brain works like that. Maybe I'm just off or something. I don't know.
I get it. And another thing, Storm, is like, I know we get pressed a lot, and it's okay. I'm willing to have the conversations. And again, you're not wrong for your opinions. It's just that, you know, don't try to make your opinions facts without knowing the facts.
Right.
You know, you're not wrong for your opinion if you're like, well, hold on. Now, you and Storm was talking about this hot Stadia summer, and where's the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got Biomutant. You know, where's Biomutant?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That summer still is hot. That's still a hot summer.
And here's the thing with all that. And another thing they throw on top of that too, Storm, is they'll say, well, you know, y'all said SG&E closed because, you know, they had to get more games. This is a process. Like, I had a vigorous debate earlier with someone that works at Microsoft. They didn't like some of the comments I had to say about their colleagues. There's someone that develops at Microsoft about Halo. I ain't going to say who or get into it, whatever, but it was a vigorous debate. And, you know, the point that they were trying to make, which I get to a certain degree, we'll talk about it in the after show, is that making games isn't easy. And the topics was around, why is Halo's co-op being a fundamental part of the game being delayed? They're still releasing it December 8th, and that part isn't coming. Y'all gonna put that add that on as the seasons? That's like the hamburger without the damn burger. You know what I mean? For a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, You're talking about building for a platform that isn't a premier platform. It's a great platform. I'm not talking about the capabilities. I'm just talking about public perception when I say premier platform. So the public perception isn't there yet, meaning that the people are going to make their money, keep their lights on going elsewhere. And we want these games day one. Some people will be able to oblige. A lot of people won't be able to. But just because you have more money that you can pay up front doesn't turn things instantly. These developers still got to think, well, I got DLC to sell. There's going to be this. There's going to be this patch that I got to work on, all that other stuff. To where even that money up front isn't going to suffice because they're going to be missing out on residual money, allocating the resources on us and not keeping it where they're going to keep their lights on. So all of this stuff has to be taken into consideration before we sit here and we think, oh, well, just because of the funds for SG&E being open, which all of them aren't open already. You got to understand, SG&E was a project that was being built over time. Like the games coming from SG&E in-house weren't coming for 5 years for the most part. Jade Raymond told you we weren't going to see our Breath of the Wild for 5 years. Right? So all that money wasn't all of a sudden released in 2021 February when SG&E. No, it was money that was accumulating right then and there. It went towards making better development tools. It went towards doing more negotiations, and the fruits of those negotiations will take time. But like my brother Storm said, and he can further elaborate on this. Doesn't mean there ain't no Stadia Hot Summer. Look at that keynote. Integral things said in that keynote, and anything else, Storm, before we move on, that why this is still a Stadia Hot Summer.
Man, we still got games released. It's hot summer. You know what I mean? Yes. One of them was Control. I think that dropped during the summer, came out of nowhere, shebang. We got other announcements and stuff like that, pro games that came. And you know what, though? I want to talk about the pro deal, pro situation for September, man.
Yep.
I just want to talk about it real quick because I see some people that's not a fan of it, and that's cool.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
cool.
like, damn, I like what I saw. Is that okay? I mean, I like what I see, and I've been waiting for the games that's coming and all that stuff that they've already announced. I don't really have a major problem with it. Now, some people want those big bangers. They want Arc, man. They want whatever they've been waiting for.
They want Arc now.
But see, I want to go back to something else too, because see, when I say that the stealth drops are cool, because sometimes, like when you have we do a lot of shows, right? And in all these shows, we break down the upcoming games, right?
Yep.
Now, if you know a game is coming, does that make you more excited for the game? I'm talking about when we look at the list of games. And I want you to be honest, man. When we look at the list of games upcoming for the rest of 2021, does that make you more excited for every game on that list?
Not
when you see it, when you know it's listed, when you know it's coming for a fact, does it make you more excited?
I mean,
for every game on the list, that's going to be good.
It's good. It is good to know. So I get some of the angst. It is good to know.
I do too. But what I'm saying is, we know some games are coming that's going to be good games, right? Yep. But at the same time, like when it comes to an NBA 2K22, and that's why it's two sides to the coin, man. Yep. When it comes to a game like Battlefield 2142, you and other people have been making noise about the game. They've heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that game is secretly announced, it's gonna make waves. It's gonna make splashes. Versus if it's blended in on a list of games, you know what I'm saying? Some of those games are probably gonna outshine Battlefield 2142 in certain areas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But if it like all of a sudden it just drops. Hey, we heard you, Stadia gamers. I want to announce that Battlefield 2142 is coming. Blah blah blah. Day and date or whatever the situation is. Then it makes this whole. Then everybody's in the uproar. Oh, it's great. Stadia keeps killing it. Ah, gosh. Yeah. Remember the fall from last year when they announced this. Oh, geez. And see, you get more excitement generated than saying, oh, well, Battlefield is coming, but what's next? But what else is coming, though, before the end of the year? We know Battlefield is coming. I get both sides of it, MM2K, but I'm on the fence with the I'm on the side of the fence that I like the stealth drops every now and then. Not every game to be a stealth drop, but the right games at the right time.
I think it depends. Like, I think games like Hitman, like Resident Evil, and like Outriders,
Hmm.
you do want to announce those in advance. Yes, even Outriders before it was the mess that it released in. Because those are big ticket games, and those are games that potentially people are willing to say, well, if you ain't got it, I'm going to go somewhere else and play it. And if they do that, that's less money that they're spending on your platform. And one of the things that Stadia said is that, hey, look, we're making these changes to for in the long term make this a more sustainable platform. So I get to where we're going to have people who this product just wasn't for out of the package, and they gave it a shot anyway, and it wasn't for them. But for the people that this product was for, you still want to you want to have a certain level of retention. You can't have it for everybody, but you want to have a certain level of retention. So for the bigger games where you can, I definitely get to where you got to announce them in advance, because what people are going to do is they're just going to say, you know what, I got to get me a PlayStation. I got to get me for it like NBA 2K. Yeah. So I get that part of it. Me, here's where I'm at. I'm in a unique situation. I know it's a unique situation only for me. I like to know in advance, but Stadia has spoiled me so much. I don't care where else it releases. I'm just not playing it until it comes to Stadia. Yeah. I'm sorry. And I wasn't like that last year. Like, shout out, I got to give my homies their flowers before, give them their flowers now. Shout out to the brothers over at Nerd Nest. I'm going to tell y'all a true story. I remember listening to Lloyd and Bill talk about this to Cyberpunk 2077. And remember when a lot of us unwisely thought that Cyberpunk wasn't coming day and date because of the wording. You know what I'm saying? And it was that big wording out there that coming the same year. We assumed that meant later in the year. Now, I originally thought that too, but then I thought about it, looked at it from 5,000 feet because I wasn't doing it at that time, Storm. And I said, you know what? Maybe it is coming day and date. And it ended up coming day and date. But I remember Lloyd saying this, and shout out to him.
Shout out.
He said, you know what? If Cyberpunk doesn't come day and date, I don't care, because I know that at least it's coming. I know that it's coming. And Stadia is that great. I'd rather play it here than either having to play it on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, which I feel the experience will be inferior, or having to shell out an extra $500 to get a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series. I'll just wait for it whenever it comes, and I'll enjoy it then, right? So I remember listening to that, Storm, and I was like, well, Lloyd, you better speak for yourself, because I got to have Cyberpunk 2077 day one. But fast forward almost a year later from when Lloyd was speaking that math, I'm where Lloyd is at. Like, I'll wait. And I fit into the demographic who Stadia is for right now. That we like this. Either you're casual and you're not date chasing, as we call it. Oh, when is this releasing? When is this releasing? You're not date chasing every game. You got a football game. You got indies. You got this. You got that. So you're cool. Or people like myself who maybe I do want to play these games day and date normally, but I've been so overwhelmed by this tech, and Stadia know what they got. They know what they done did to people, that I'm willing to wait. That's who this platform is for. It's not for the people that date chase. Well, when's this coming? Because if you a date chaser, well, I won't say that, Storm. Let me back up a little bit. It's not for you to make this platform your only platform if you're a date chaser. If you're a date chaser, you might want to supplement it with another platform. That's all.
Yeah.
Dark does it. Doc loves Stadia. And Storm does it. I do it. We all do it. So, again, understand Stadia is on its trajectory, and the trajectory is still going up. It may not be the exact path that you want it to be, but it's still going up. So you can follow it and be like, okay, I'm cool with this, and you can point out this and that. There's nothing wrong with that. But for them to completely remove their trajectory right now, I don't think that's the thing that they need to do. I think they stay on course. I do think there are some things that they tighten up, but I like the trajectory that they're going into, and I'm willing to wait, knowing that for AAA status, at least I know the Ubisoft games are coming. I'm Gucci. I don't know about you, Storm. What are your thoughts on that? I'm Gucci.
Now I am, and like I said, now I'll jump over anywhere if I really want a game bad enough. But some people
Exactly.
don't want to do that. Some people can't afford to do that. And I do understand the overall picture. I want to clarify something, man, because when I
Yep.
say stealth drop, I shouldn't say stealth drop. I would, to clarify, I would say day and date release. I mean, drop like just randomly
Yeah.
drop on the
Yeah.
platform on launch day or whatever, right? What I mean by stealth drop, I'm talking about the announcements themselves. I'm talking about all of a sudden before the game launches anywhere. Oh, yeah. Boom. Guess what? You want an announcement to go into the weekend? Battlefield 2142 is coming to Stadia. Be prepared. Blah, blah, blah. Get on
Mm-hmm.
the field.
Yep.
Like that
Yep.
kind of stuff right there. To me, it generates that excitement. Not like saying, oh, yeah, 2K21 is now in Stadia stores. Go get it. Like that's not too cool. I definitely have to agree there when it comes to people who believe that, announce the game like as a stealth drop on release day. Now that would be crazy. I wanted to clarify it in case anybody was wondering.
I had it muted. That was a good clarification, brother. No, that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. I you know, um, I didn't appreciate that at first, Storm. We had conversations about this in the past, but I've grown to appreciate it because Stadia has spoiled me. Like there's games that I want to play now, I just because it's not on Stadia. Because I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna give you a prime example. I haven't touched Returnal yet,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a game that I feel like I would love, but I haven't touched it on PlayStation. Now that's not even a multiplat, but I haven't touched it on PlayStation. Why? Because I want to be able to play it wherever I go. That perk
Oh
is
man,
important to me
we
now.
got to talk more about this for a minute or two.
This is important to me. This is now etched into my gamer ectoskeleton. I gotta be able, you know what I'm saying, Store? Like I gotta
Not
be
the
able to play
EXO,
this
the
wherever I
EXO,
go.
the new stuff right here.
You know the new one, yeah, not Esco is
Oh,
ecto,
EXO, yeah, not EXO.
not exoskeleton, but my ectoskeleton. I got
That's
it.
right.
It's part of it. Y'all can get down with that new book coming out,
They got to
MM2K
get
lingo.
down with the vernacular, man.
Yeah, the
You know what I
MM2K
mean? They have
vernacular.
to.
You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, but
Hey,
I'm
that's why I use Bahia, man. I use Bahia on
you
purpose.
like
now on.
Vahaya?
I like that.
But I'm just saying, like, that's part of it. Scarlet Nexus, that's another game that I've been eyeing, but that's a game that would be perfect for me to play everywhere. I just can't do it. And in some of these games, I could play on GFN, but I don't want to buy a game saying, "Oh, I could just play it on the go on GFN," and then when I get to the GFN equivalent of it, try to play it on my phone or play it downstairs. It's spotty. GFN isn't consistent enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If I'm gonna buy a game on PC, like the reason why, well, I'll put it like this: Outriders is a great game on GFN. It's been great on that platform. I'm gonna give them the roses, and that's why I had no problems buying it when I got it finally. It was looking sketchy at first, Storm, with that demo, but they got everything together, and it was a great game. So, with that being said, it's got to be part of the it's got to be part of the package that I can play this game everywhere. Also, I'm tired of downloads, man. I don't want no patches. I don't want no patches. This ain't no damn potato farm. I don't want no patches. But that's just me. So.
Remind me to talk about patches when we get to Destiny 2.
Got you, brother.
Crossplay and all that, right?
Got
but I
you.
want to go back. I'm going to throw another game in because I really wanted to talk about Destiny 2 so bad. But
Yes,
we
sir.
got it. It's coming up, though.
It's coming up,
It's
though.
coming up.
It's coming.
But I tell you this, I'm just going to throw a game like Control in. We'll say
Yep.
Control. Yeah, I really was excited about Control. It was a game that I intentionally did not complete on Xbox. Had an opportunity to do it there. Luna had an opportunity to complete it there. PC with the RTX 3080 ray tracing goodness had an opportunity to do it there. I didn't do it. You want to know why I didn't do it? I don't even know what the hell is going on with me these days. Storm, you got a gaming PC. That's a beast. DLSS and ray tracing make Stadia look crazy, don't it?
Yeah.
We'll see. MM2K gaming is playing tricks on me, man. Stadia is playing tricks on me too. You just said something very important, bro, when you said that Stadia knows what they're doing, man. They know. They know. They know they got us. They got us, man. Because there's just to give you a short story, and I'm gonna reiterate. I can't wait.
Yes,
Destiny
sir.
2 yesterday, one of the biggest releases known to man. One of the best shows ever. No, the best show I've ever seen in gaming. That Bungie show yesterday.
Yep.
The best.
I gotta watch that.
Thee, the best.
Wow.
BEST in all
I
caps.
gotta
The
watch
best
that,
show
bro.
I've ever seen in gaming, bro,
Wow.
was that
I gotta
Bungie show
watch that.
yesterday. It was so good that you didn't see any L's and snores emojis and sleep emojis. None of that. You didn't see next. You didn't see any of that you see in these chats, man. You know the chat I'm talking about. The chat that you all
Mm-hmm.
turn off when you want to watch a big announcement because it's so toxic. I didn't see any of it. I saw a little bit of okay, yeah, I did see some. You're gonna overturn, you're gonna nerf weapons and all that, but that was it. And that even stopped after the big announcements just kept coming, announcement after announcement, right? But
Yeah.
going back to my point, man, a game like Control, bro. I went over to GeForce Now because I wanted to play it over there. You know, from time to time I'll compare or I do my little highlight videos and stuff like that where I show off GeForce Now, Stadia, PS Now, xCloud, whatever, right? I
Yep.
couldn't do it because I had a 12 gig install, a 12
Mm.
gig update and install to do because you have to go through Steam and Steam needs to update when you want to play on GeForce Now.
Yep.
MM2K, I don't know if it's us, bro. I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know if we need rehab, what it is, but I know damn well I don't want to wait for any updates. It's hard, y'all. And I can't even play games like say I'm on my Xbox Series X and I'm trying to download a new game. I don't want to sit there and watch 100 gigs get installed. Cause I love Call of Duty, but I don't want to watch 100 gigs get installed. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I jump and see the thing, well, jump in another game, Storm, don't be dumb. You know what I mean? You got quick resume, bro. But see, here's the thing. When you jump into another game, what happens, y'all? What happens to your download speed?
Yeah.
It takes all damn day to download that game. And I got a gigabit up and down. Y'all get what I'm saying? So just having no downloads, no patches to worry about. Destiny 2 came out, dropped yesterday. My friends on Xbox was waiting. None of us could get in because of the server. The server was overloaded, right? So I said, okay, cool. Let's see if I can get in the game on Stadia. I'm willing to bet I can get in the game before you all on Xbox. I bet I get in the game on Stadia first. You know why? Because I don't have to worry about downloads, installs, and patches and updates now. So these are the same Xbox that I'm arguing with. These are the same ones. I said, yo, watch this. And sure enough, MM2K, I was on Destiny 2 first before them
Mm.
because I didn't have to worry about it. They had to do like a 4 gig. I said 7 to 10 on the video I made, but I think it was around 4 to 5 gigs or something like that. But I didn't have to do any updates. They were mad, boy. You could sense it. I was out here on Stadia bragging and boasting. Yo, I'm out here. The crossplay is dope. Oh
Mm-hmm.
gosh. You know, now there was some server issues, like because the servers were overwhelmed. I've never seen that many players. I've never seen that message that I got yesterday that said, you know, it basically said that the
Yeah.
servers were overwhelmed and there
Yep.
was a
I got
queue.
that too.
I
Yep.
had never seen it before in my life on Destiny
Mm-hmm.
2. I had just never seen it until yesterday. Now, got into the game. I was playing at a high level, completing the first mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm intentionally talking about it too. I'm like, I don't want to tell y'all no spoilers, but this is fire. Oh my God. You should see the weapon I'm holding right now. You won't believe what it is. Piss them off, MM2K. And
Mm.
so this is what it's all about, man. When we talk about Stadia, bro, just understand the convenience is what it's all about, man. It's that's all. That's all. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to you, bro.
Um, Shout out to people rolling in. Hit that like button. Share this out. Let everybody know that we're live. I know that there's the show, and that we thank y'all, despite there being the conference, y'all coming out to rock out with us. But there was just too many topics, too many important things for us to just sit there and say, "Oh no, we go delay this
No,
one."
that's
Oh
right.
no, you know what I mean? With that said, Storm, yeah, no, I totally agree with that one. We're about to get into the Destiny 2 thing. I know, brother, because I was getting the same thing too, and being able to play like that
Oh
changes the
man.
game.
Oh man.
That change. We're gonna get into it. I just want to show this real quick. Let me show you something. Shout out to our homies at Stadia. And it says, well, I'm not going to try to say it in Espanol because I'm not
That's right.
proficient in it. But it says upcoming games for Google Stadia. Which one do you prefer? So we talked about Storm, the 3 major games that people really want to see on this platform, and the state of those games. We're not going to say they're not coming. We don't know that, but the state of those games being in limbo. The first one is NBA 2K22. Battlefield 2042, and Dying Light 2. A lot of twos. Two. But if you look at this storm, courtesy of our good friends over at Stadia, or no, at Stadia Crank, with the exception of maybe a handful, I count like 33 games here. So with the exception of maybe a handful, maybe up to 5 games, we got anywhere between 28 to 32 games that could be launching on the platform this for the remainder of this year. And here they go. Darkwood, Life is Strange True Colors, Marik's Market.
Yes, sir.
FIFA 22.
Yes, sir.
Ark, Far Cry 6, Riders Republic that we just talked about, Just Dance 2022, Fast and Furious Spy Racers, Farming Simulator 22, which went on pre-order today, I believe it was, Figment 2, Super Animal Royale, which they're telling us, particularly with our good brother Sunny Cloud Gaming, said tune in to Gamescom on Thursday. We might want 2 stadiums about Animal Royale. Zorro the Chronicles, Mad Streets, Windjammers 2, Chorus, Life is Strange Remaster Collection. Well, we know Rainbow Six Extraction is next year. Reverse, we know Avatar is next year. X Defiant, we're not sure. Assassin's Creed, 3 of those games. Far Cry Primal, Far Cry 4, Rayman's Legends, Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, Death Carnival, which everybody's sitting there praising the Ascent. Death Carnival and Ascent are in the same vein, and from what I'm hearing, Death Carnival is the bomb.
It looked like it the first time I saw it, so hopefully that it lives up to the expectation that I have for it.
Yep. Child of Light, and even though there's a lot of controversy about 2K's interaction, they said it was delayed due to COVID. We might see them this year. Mafia 2 and Mafia 3. So these are just the games that we know about. Stadia said 100 plus. So I think we're like at 60 games this year. So this is only potentially 28 to 33 out of the remaining 40 plus. So that leaves like a potential of maybe even 12 more games or more that we don't know about that could be coming. 2K22 could be. We don't know. We don't know what those games are. So because of that, the fact that we're not getting 3 games, and I want to make it seem like those 3 games are crackerjack games and they're garbage. No, but we're not getting 3 games, but we still have yet to get these. That's why, even though good friends of ours like Masaki in the chat, shout out to you, good brother. But even though people like that want us to spread doom and gloom over Stadia, it just doesn't balance out. I'm looking at all of these. I'm looking at the fact that I'm getting Ubisoft support at a AAA level. That's really the biggest ones doing it. They were the biggest ones doing it last year, really, and they're the biggest ones doing it this year. Still, you know what I'm saying? I'm Gucci, and a lot of us are cool. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that storm with all this possibly coming this year? What are your thoughts on all this storm before we move on?
Well, Randy B just reminded us that Theta is coming as well, and others. Man, the chat has been, you guys, man, this damn chat. I tell you, boy.
Absolutely.
I tell you.
Y'all killing it,
man. I appreciate everybody that shows up. We, MM2K and I, we really do, y'all. But some of you just rock week after week after week with us, and you just bring value and insight to the table, man. Damn, shout out to y'all. But this right here, I'm just going to channel a little bit. I'm going to try to be a hater right now.
You're channeling your inner hater.
I see these games, MM2K and Project Storm, but see, there ain't no games that people want to play on the list. None of these games sold 1 million copies, man.
What?
Ever. Franchises. What is this? Stadia ain't got no games, man. That people want to play. Bruh. I look at this list and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games that I have to play, that I must play out of this list. I must play them now. And then the rest of them are games that I can see myself spending time on. And then some of them I don't have to pay an additional cost to play them day one because of my subscription that I have, Ubisoft Plus. Man, I'm bro, I don't have time to play all these damn games. Is what I really want to say.
Yeah.
I don't have time, and that's a good thing. I think, right? That's a good
Yep.
problem to have, MM2K. Yo, people can say what they want. I'm just waiting on the announcements that none of us really know about, and I'm not even talking about GTA, the rumor out there, and then
Yeah, that's not even on here.
I'm
Yeah.
not even talking about that. Forget about it. It comes out, it's gonna make major waves. I want to see it. I want to see GTA 5 remastered, and I want to see other games. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, MM, I want to say this, man. Stadia is not gonna go out without a bang or two this year, bro. And
Yep.
they've already made some major bangs, some big moves, some big noise or whatever, right?
Yep.
But I really strongly feel that they could just have two that we're not foreseeing because see, I really believe in what Jack Buser was saying. And
Yep.
I'll tell you the reason why. When he said that he talked about the scale. Remember, I kept reminding
Yep.
people, don't forget about the scale he was talking about for this year. Now we hear rumors about GTA. And we
Yep.
hear rumors that Mafia and all this stuff could be included in all these games that people want to see. A couple surprises, man. This is what I think, people. I don't know. I don't know. No, I've only been right 85% of the time when it comes to some of this stuff, man. We're gonna get a couple of surprises. If we don't, come back to me. Don't take it out on MM2K. Come back to me. Project Storm said we're gonna get a couple of surprises that nobody anticipated
Yeah.
this year.
To
And it
think
all
that,
makes sense
yeah.
because of how they lining up these ducks, man. And somebody in
Yeah.
this chat just talked about India. And we
Yep.
wasn't gonna bring India up today. But somebody in the chat just said it because of the recent news and all that stuff that was dropped out there on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bro, all these things I can see lining up because, see, what does Stadia do if they don't have no exclusives, MM2K? What do they do? Well, they
Mm-hmm.
go out there and get games like Young Souls and stuff like that that people want to play on other platforms. They can't wait for it to come over there. They go out and do stuff like that. And you know what else they do? They go out and make moves like like after the dev conference that they had or whatever, the dev summit, and they roll Stadia out, and they roll out this plan or whatever to get more developers interested. And you better believe those developers are going to utilize, they're going to take advantage of that. A lot of them are going to take advantage of that, believe me.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them making moves like this. LG, that thing is supposed to roll out with the LG TVs and all these other moves and stuff like we can't keep up with that Stadia has made.
Yep.
But what about the stuff we don't know that they could potentially be doing, man? Like, this is the stuff that gets me excited about Stadia because, see, I like for them, it's like a game of chess when it comes to me and Stadia as a consumer, right? And a gamer. I want them to throw me for a loop, man. Hit me with something that I never anticipated. That's what generates the excitement level that I had day one when I signed up to this damn platform in the first place. That's what keeps me interested. I can go anywhere I want right now. I can leave Stadia and say, you know what, I'm done, y'all. It was fun. Holla at your boy. Come over here and
Mm-hmm.
find me on the green side, the blue side, the red side, PC side. Come find me over there, y'all. But I can't see that happening. You know why? It's because Stadia keep throwing these damn curveballs at us, man. And it's fun. You swing at them, you can't hit them though, because you just can't anticipate it. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about for me, man. It's about believing in this platform, knowing what cloud gaming is about. We're gonna talk about it too. We're gonna talk more about what cloud gaming is about in the after show. All
Yeah.
right. It's not gonna be a let's get on Phil Spencer and that's it. No, I got a lot to say, man. I got a lot to say. So tune in. For sure. But that's what it's about at the end of the day, man. It's so much to be excited about with this platform and what it's capable of and the potential and the moves that's being made because you don't hear me out here saying, well, where's Phil Harrison? I need to hear from him. I don't hear the
Yeah.
chat saying that anymore. Let
Yeah.
Phil work because we've seen the fruits of that labor, man. Let that team work. Let Stadia work, man. Let them keep hiring engineers and all that stuff. You know what I mean? To do whatever they're going to do with this platform. And I'll be right here waiting on it.
Yeah, I don't like again, people get okay, so there's a boat. Say we get on a boat trip, right?
Not the canoe, not in the Barren Sea.
No, hell no, no, not
We
no,
went in the
no,
Barren
this is
Sea
no,
for a
no,
minute. Don't put me out in
no,
the Barren Sea. Shout out to Terry Man Gaming. He knows what's up.
them
I thought
canoe,
you was getting on the canoe,
no,
bro.
the
You had me
canoe,
worried, man. I thought you
them
was
canoe
getting on the
folks,
canoe, man.
the canoe, the
Yo,
canoe folks
stay
got
away from the canoe.
They got they got that boat space for themselves. We gonna leave them there. No, but say we on a cruise, right?
Right.
It's a new cruise. And people are talking about this new cruise liner, and they're like, "Yo, this new cruise liner, I think this is what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to go all around the world, and it's going to do this and it's going to do that." And then we
Yeah.
get up to the cruise liner and we say, "Hey, are you going? Or it's time to register your tickets or whatever, reserve your tickets." And you were like, "Well, no, we're not going to all around the world. We're going to hit a couple of we're going to hit up Jamaica, hit a couple of islands, come back." But it's a new way to do the cruise. We got these amenities that they don't have elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
we're going to have more cruise ships along the way that will go all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these other places, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to hit these islands, but we're showing you some of the new ways that will be on those bigger ships down the road. But we're going to show you some of these new amenities right now. You know what I'm saying? You down? Now you may get some people that say, "Oh, you know what? I'm down. That's dope. Come on, I want to see some of these new amenities. I love this stuff. These new back massages. Hey, yo, check this out." And they're on for the ride. You may get some people that, however, though, that may say, and even it might be the majority, "Oh, no, y'all ain't going around the world. No, I don't want nothing to do with that, man. That's trash,
Oh
man.
man.
I'm going to go find a cruise ship that goes all around the world." Now, my question to you, Storm, is the latter people, are they going to sit there and talk trash, but still get on the boat? No, they're going to go about their business and go elsewhere where it suits their needs. At some point in time, you naysayers, y'all on for the ride. Y'all keep whining about what it is, but Stadia done told you what it is. We done help show you what it is over and over again. It's not Xbox. It's not PlayStation. It's Stadia. This is how they do things.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make a decision at some point in time to say, "Okay, this is what Stadia is about. Am I down for it right now? If I am, then yeah, okay, I'm gonna make recommendations to the chef, to the captain, all this other stuff. But I'm down. But overall, I'm down for this ride." Or do you want this to be something that it's not? If you want it to be something that it's not, don't even get on the damn boat. I'm sorry I had to say it. Don't even. You wouldn't get on a cruise ship and just only sit there and constantly complain. For the most part, I'm not talking about people that have random complaints here and there. We have random complaints. But I'm talking about people that, for the most part, just do nothing but complain about this platform. It's like you getting on a cruise where you saw the amenities, you saw everything, and you didn't like it, but you still paid your ticket and you still got your ass on. It don't make any sense. So at some point in time, you got to make a fruitful decision, a fathomable decision, and realize whether Stadia is for you and if it's not. And if it's not, then just come back when it is for you, baby. So it's still going to be around, trust me. Period.
All I gotta say is, man, the boy is the GOAT. You heard what I'm saying? The boy is the GOAT. I've never heard no damn references and analogies and all that stuff as good as that MM2K. That right there, bro. I'm sitting back, y'all. Like, give me some. I'm about to fall out of my damn chair. Like, yo, keep on going talking about this damn cruise ship, man. Yo,
the crab legs, yeah.
Hey, bruh. But you hit it right on the head, man. And see, that's the beautiful thing about cloud gaming, y'all. Damn it, MM. We didn't have this in the notes, but please let me rap, please.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Do your
thing. The
thing.
beautiful thing about cloud gaming, man, they throw a lot of sticks and stones at us, y'all.
Yes, they do.
TNTS Network, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shout out to my homie Z. Z highlighted PNTS Network is a what do you say on the
He called us a Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi scheme and all that. Shout out to Next Gen 720, man. Y'all got to check the content out, boy. The boy, they funny, man. So, but we, this is what we do it for, man. This is why we do it, bro. Like you can make up your mind to come back to cloud gaming, and you don't have to worry about plugging your console in, your composite video cable, whether your TV has S video and all that stuff, man. Component video, red, blue, and green. You don't have to worry about any of that, man. I'm gonna put it up on the shelf, and I'm gonna wait for the right time to jump back in. You don't even have to do all that, man.
Yep.
You could just, you just go in there, just go to stadia.com, sign back up, instantly play the games, man. Now you might lose access to your library. See, I'm keeping my pro subscription going, bro, because I want more games than Stadia Revolution and MM2K and Clive and other John Scar. I'm trying to surpass John Scar in the number of IPs I have on Stadia. That's my goal. Tell him I said it. Now, The reason it's so hard to lead the platform, and because you might think about it, you might be like, I'm so tired of Stadia. God damn it, man.
Mm-hmm.
2K, why do we have to do? It's embarrassing every year, man. Ark is not here yet. Mafia's, we don't know anything about Mafia. When is it coming, man? I mean, they still don't have Call of Duty. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yep.
have, they got the Madden. They got the Madden. But see, the beautiful thing about it is, bro, the convenience level that I talked about is the reason why we Stadia, man. That's why
Yep.
we Stadia, the convenience with a capital C. That's the bottom line, bro. It's because it's here whenever we want it. And it's reliable. So you don't have to worry about whether it's gonna be working on that day that you sign back up or whatever the case is, man.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
like you said, man, just put it on the shelf, tuck it away. You don't have to be mad. You don't have to yell and scream at Stadia and all that for what they're doing because you got options out there. You know what I mean? So I that's why I stay calm as much as I can, man, because I see things from 6,000 feet because I got to be better than you too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful at the end of the day, bro. Like cloud game is not for everybody, but it's definitely for us, man. And see, people don't realize that we're doing this to usher in an era for the future
Yep.
cloud gamers, for those who are gonna be caught hitting us up saying MM2K and Storm, man, I gotta apologize. Y'all were right, man. What the hell was I thinking about?
Exactly.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? This is why we do this right now. It's
Yep.
beautiful. I love it. I don't know. I can't see myself not cloud gaming because if Rev is right when he says that this is the worst version of Google Stadia that we're ever gonna have, that we're
Yeah.
gonna ever see. If it
Mm-hmm.
gets better than this, then this, not this, but
Mm.
NIS, NIS. If it gets better than this, what the hell am I gonna build a new PC for, y'all?
Yeah.
All I need is ray tracing on Stadia, ray tracing. So y'all get at me, and I want to get to these poll results. 55 votes, God,
Yeah.
56.
We gonna
Yo,
get
we
to
gonna
it before
keep
we go
going?
over to yeah, we're gonna keep going
Okay.
before we get to Destiny.
And
We're
this
gonna
is
get
all
to
I'm
it.
saying, y'all. See, when I beg for 4K, not 8K, when I beg for 4K 120 hertz, and when I'm highlighting this kind of stuff, y'all, what I'm saying to gamers like me and you, if you're a tech enthusiast or a tech wannabe enthusiast like myself, all I'm saying is this is all the platform needs to keep me here. Do y'all understand? See, people don't. Now I'm gonna get pissed off right here. Watch this. Y'all be thinking Project Storm, you just a 4K princess. That's why Clive called you that. Yeah, he called me that. Shout out to the homie and the brother Clive Illenden, y'all. Check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He shouted out me and Red, by the way. Stadia Revolution shouted us out, man. The Revolutionary Storm, and he put some of
Wow.
my Madden gameplay footage on the Monday night Stadia chat. So if you're not checking it out, you're doing yourself a disservice. Don't come at me because you missed the show. I saw the
Yeah.
show. You know what I'm saying? I went back and I didn't even catch it live. I went back and caught it. It's on VOD. So, and then, bro, at the end of the day, bro, this is why I push so hard for these features and stuff, man. These things to come because they're gonna come. If Stadia gives me 4K on more games, 60 FPS and more games, ray tracing will definitely tilt the scale to like 98% Stadia gameplay that you'll see on my channel and stuff that I'll be engaged in. Ray tracing
Yep.
stuff like that coming to Stadia?
Yep.
Are y'all serious right now, man?
Yep. And
What do I need? So at that point, what do I need my Series X for? I'm just really asking this question. What do I
yeah.
need to play on my Series X for?
Yeah.
What
Yep.
what do I really need to get on my PC and go through some of the hassles and loops that you had to jump through and hoops that you had to jump through?
Yeah.
I can't even get some games like yesterday. I tried to get Psychonauts 2 installed and it kept saying pre-installed, so I thought the game wasn't ready. The whole
Mm-hmm.
time pre-install meant install. I didn't know that, but it's random things that happen, like some games like Gears of War 5. I can't update it on my PC for Game Pass for some reason. I got to go research and find out how to do that. You get tired of doing that kind of stuff. You get tired of that sometimes. So you just want to jump into a game and play it on a service that's always up. Because see, xCloud be down sometimes, man.
Mm.
Xbox Live be down sometimes, man. PSN be down sometimes, man. But you know what's always up, y'all? That damn Google Stadia that everybody loves to hate. It's always up. They
I,
always got some deals going on. MM2K. They always got something special coming up for us. They got new features that we don't even know about in humankind. The only way you can play it with touch controls like that is on Google. Man, get the hell up out of here, man. Go ahead.
I had a tweet that I was addressing earlier. Shout out to my brother Noah, and I love my brother, and Storm referenced our brother, well, Z over at Broadband Bullies, my bros. They said
Shout
that we was a
out.
Ponzi scheme. Shout out to them.
I watch all their stuff, man. Them boys is hot.
They had a session. I went bad the past weekend. I don't know what happened. I tried to tell them. I talked to the producers. I said, I don't know what the hell y'all was trying to do with that show, but golly, don't ever do no bullish like that again. And they conceded. They conceded. They said, oh yeah, that was. We was grasping for straws there, man. But with that said, I was rapping to my brother Noah, and I said, Noah, Noah hit me up last night and was like, Marsh, you gonna be mad over this? And I said, mad over what? And he put out a tweet out here where he talked about Psychonauts 2 on xCloud and how, somebody had put it out there. So shout out to the brother Peter Cottontail. We're going to get Peter on the show. Peter been hitting me up. We're going to get him on the show. We're going to get him on something, right? So Peter hit up the same tweet and was like, hold on. What are you talking about that this is a match made in heaven? Don't you see all the packet loss and all the signal stuff that's going on? Like, this dude is capping. This is not a smooth experience, And I had to go back to Noah behind the scenes. Like, Noah, lead the cloud gaming stuff to the professionals, bruh. You out here getting roasted. Like, you can't. This is why I said all of these platforms are at a starting point. Stadia has the tech, but they may not have the lineup that people want. Others might have the lineup, but then they ain't got the tech. So they're all, starting and building to that apex from their own lanes. We can't try to push this along further than what it needs to be. Let me give you guys a prime example with just Stadia particularly. When Stadia, I'll talk about Stadia and GFN. Let's talk about Stadia first. When Stadia got Outriders day and date, we thought that heaven had landed on earth. Until we booted it up. The game clearly wasn't ready, right? So why not let the developers work on said game, and then they could come out and do a grand entrance with the game and all the other stuff. If that's Stadia's approach, like, look, we ain't got nothing to say because we don't control what these developers will do. 1 minute they'll be with us, the next minute they're reshifting their focus. So we're gonna let them work at their pace, and then once they get to a point to where it's about to go gold or whatever for a platform, then we'll say so. I get that approach. I get that. So that's the Stadia thing though. Stadia got to wait until these games are ready to come out of the oven, not too soon. Because if they do announce stuff well ahead of time, like they've said, all they do is get badgered anyway. So it's a no-win situation for them. Now I'm going to go over to GFN. If you look at GFN tried to jump into this too early without having a contract signed up. They didn't have the contract signed. People started yanking games. That was a black eye for them. And even though they hit 10 million, I still talk to gamers that are general gamers, and they still bring that up. Oh, GFN got games yanked from it. You know what I'm saying? So they're all at points to where they got to learn. They got to pick stuff up. But again, this is a learning process. And as long as the trajectory is up, it's great. But understand the type of cruise you're getting on this early on. And you either respect it or neglect it. That's it. Don't be on the cruise eating the cheese blocks like, where the hell are we going? Why are we going this way? Hey, chef, tell me, why are we going this? It don't make any sense. You either for what the product has to offer, or like Jack Buser said, Storm, you just come back years from now. All right.
That's it.
With that said, I think it's time that we talk about, because Bippity's in the house. I know Bippity came right in time for this. Let's talk about it, baby. Destiny 2.
Man.
Stadia now has crossplay.
Good Lord.
Yo, let me show you something. This is the article from Android Central. It says Destiny 2 support. Here, let me move it. Let me make it bigger. Destiny 2 supports full crossplay today with Stadia PC and consoles available alongside the Season of the Lost. Destiny 2 supports cross-platform starting today. Cross-platform play includes Stadia, PC, PlayStation, Xbox. The future comes as the game kicks off its 15th season of The Lost today. I'll just read this first little small paragraph. Destiny 2 now fully supports cross-platform multiplayer between Stadia and other platforms. Developer Bungie announced during its Destiny 2 showcase. Storm. What are your thoughts?
Oh gosh.
Do it, brother.
After
Tell them.
okay, that showcase I told you I was the greatest showcase in gaming history for me. I don't tell me another one that was
I
more
gotta see
fire.
this, y'all.
I wait. It's too much, man. It's gonna blow your mind. Just be prepared. Like I said, you don't MM2K, man. Just leave it to me, bro. The Destonian. You know what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying? Leave it
doing.
up. Leave it to me and Bibbity Bop and your now your mama knows and everybody else that rocks hard on this. Now I need a crew. This is why old dirty blasters is so important, man.
Yes,
Because I'm
yes.
telling y'all, I need a crew of individuals. See, this is what happens. Let me before I get into all the gravy stuff. Yo, there's nothing worse than having a community, having a community of gamers or whatever, right? That be talking about playing these games like Destiny 2, but then they be MIA, man. Or they play the
Yeah,
games and we be MIA, you know?
yeah.
So Bungie, man, they have added so many ways that you can easily get into these matches and stuff. MM2K, man, bro, six man crossplay matchmaking craziness. Trials of Osiris. Whenever that gets, I don't even know when that's gonna launch. I don't know when the crossplay for Trials of Osiris and all that. You're gonna be able to matchmake. I mean, for Trials of Osiris, if I saw what I saw yesterday, if that was correct, and
Mm-hmm.
more, it's so much information in there. MM2K, man. Look, I did a stream yesterday.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Geek the Sneak and others who stopped by
Shout
that,
out.
man. I didn't do so hot on Crucible because for one, there were so many people that the server just didn't feel as smooth as it did today when I played it. Like, so I didn't want to make any excuses. I tried my hardest not to make any excuses. I straight up sucked at times. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But man, to be able to just jump into these matches and match make, knowing that you're matchmaking, and now they show. Remember, I kept saying, "Yo, I wish I could see the avatars of the other platforms, man. That'd be awesome, bro. If I could see that I'm playing with people like Steam players and Xbox players and PlayStation players." Remember when I kept saying that when they rolled out the beta?
Yep.
Well, it's here, and I could see I'm playing with Steam cats, man. On Steam, it shows you where they are on PC, bro.
Yep.
Xbox shows the logo. PlayStation, man. Do you know how that felt, man? Knowing that I was out there with these individuals playing this at the same time, instant matchmaking. And it's not even about Stadia finally getting a game with crossplay because see, Stadia already had games with crossplay support. Division 2, PUBG, and others, man. But this right here is something special right here. They're all special, but this is extra special because look, you just got one of the hottest games on the planet with 20 plus million players in the last 2 years that joined. But see, just like Stadia, Destiny 2 was dead, MM2K. It's dead. How the
How's
hell
this
is
even
Destiny 2
happening?
dead?
Yeah.
How is Destiny 2 dead with 20 plus million players in 2 years? And
Yes.
big content to come all the way through 2022 and all that stuff, man. Yo, again, you got to watch the show, y'all. I don't want to spoil it for you, but that show was informative as hell.
I
The
gotta watch
gameplay,
that, bro.
gameplay. I'm on an 8K TV that's 82 inches, and I need y'all to understand because I'm not just saying that just to feather my own cap. 82-inch, 8K upscaling. Desktop set to 4K 120 hertz. Gameplay feeling crispy, more responsive than my Series X.
Mm.
As responsive as my PC at its best with the RTX 3080. This is the no cap zone, y'all. I show gameplay for a reason. I talk about this stuff live. I had issues yesterday. It wasn't due to Stadia. I
Mm-hmm.
always say if I have issues in my live streams, it's not going to be due to Google Stadia. So when I'm listening to all this packet loss talk and all that stuff, man, I chuckle a little bit, man, because I'm like, yo, what is really going on, man? How can anybody say that Stadia is if Stadia is this bad, no cloud gaming is for you right now, and that's fine. But it
Mm-hmm.
could be for you. Just hit your ISP up. Try to troubleshoot the same way you would if you were playing on a console, because Destiny 2 is a game you don't want to be missing. I tell you
Yep.
what, I would have fainted if I found out, and if I missed it, somebody let me know. If they ever had cross-play matchmaking for a raid, I probably wouldn't play another game for 12 months, man.
Mm.
Because then I could jump into a raid. I won't have to worry about trying to talk you into it, talk Rev
Mm-hmm.
into it, find Bibbity Bop, find all the Destiny players that I know be on Destiny real heavy. I want to do that. Daryl Smock, Rick Tone, and all these other people. I'm desperate, trying to
Well,
find anybody I can.
not to cut you off, bro, but Daryl Smock says in the chat that if you can friend somebody, if you friend somebody on PC, then you can. Unless I'm misunderstanding you, Daryl, let us know.
Go ahead.
But he's saying that you can. I guess it would sound like to me, unless something new with Destiny, you can form a raid because you can make friends with PC. You just got a friend of mine.
Wait a minute. But see, for the raids though, I don't. If that's the case, let me off this damn show. If you can link up with these people. Wait a minute. Crossplay with PC play. Okay, so now I went to Bungie. Let me say this right here. I went to Bungie.net for the first time in a long time today. They found out there's so much new stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yes. I can not only can I friend you, I can add you to my clan. I can select what platform you're on. It's so much stuff you could do. And now you add crossplay with all these platforms and stuff, and you can select multiple platforms and everything.
I know what you're saying, Storm. I know what you because
hey, bro, for the raid though, imagine you got a build in a matchmaking with this crossplay where you can jump in and just play with people. Okay. Bruh, for the raids, I'm saying. Now for strikes and stuff like that, and for other activities, you could do it. Yeah. And that is so cool. Let me get into that for a minute. So, all right, not to give any spoilers, but early in the game, early in the new season, you're going to match up with other players from different platforms.
Yep.
It's kind of like, this is the beautiful thing about Destiny 2. This is what they do. They'll roll out new content, but they're going to make sure you try the new abilities and give you a taste of the hot stuff right off the top, man. Do you understand what weapon I had in my hand when I first started playing the game? Do you understand what weapon, the greatest weapon of all time, is coming back to the game at some point? Hey, when is the galley coming back? Bibbidi and Daryl Smock and everybody, Destonians. When is the galley? And if you know what a galley is, then you're a Destiny player. M2K, what is the galley? I'm gonna put you on the hot spot. What is the galley, bro?
Hey, look, I ain't even going front. You did you say the galley or the gully?
The galley.
The galley. I have no idea what the gallops is.
What is the galley?
I have no idea what the gallops
that's
is.
what I'm talking about, man. If you don't know what the galley is, man. It gives me chills, man, just to think about it, yo. It's coming back. I don't know when it's coming, but anyway, y'all, Destiny 2 right now is hot fire, man. I was on it today before the podcast. I almost missed the podcast. I almost missed the show because I was so heavily into Destiny 2. Man. The crossplay is serious. And here's another myth. It might be factual for some players. I don't know. I never had the issue where I couldn't find matchmaking. Some people think that crossplay was needed, like it saved Destiny 2 on Stadia. But I'm like, Destiny 2 is one of the games with the highest amount of traffic that I've seen on the platform. Because I can always get in there and run strikes and stuff, and I have streams proving it. See, I love being able to back up what I say with my content.
Yes.
I don't care. I ain't got the hottest content on the planet. I don't chop things up like MM2K and others out there, y'all. I don't even do it on the professional level. I just put it out there so when I say Stadia is fire.
Yep.
Wait, check this out, man. I got the video on my channel right now.
Just pull it off from the file cabinet.
All you gotta do is look at it for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Or less.
Boop, boop.
And you will instantly see why we're on the platform, man. Madden 22. Resident Evil. Upcoming FIFA 22 and all this stuff, man. It's just beautiful. Destiny 2 is the truth, though, y'all. I don't want to keep talking about it. MM, what say you, man, about Destiny 2 and with the impact of crossplay in a game like this, finally hitting Stadia and working damn well, by the way?
Yeah. Here's what I did, bro. I got in, and just like you, I got the message, and the message said, we're at full capacity. And I was like, oh, snap. And I'm like, and I was bumping via Stadia. So the people that I had showed like 2 days before Storm, now they're able to play, and it's even more bumping over there. You know what I'm saying? And they can play on the go. They can play on their phone. You know what I mean? One of the people, I don't think they're going to mind me saying, shout out to my brother Manhattan. Shout out, Manhattan. Shout out to you, man. My brother Manhattan, we was rapping about, he was like, yo, Moss, the Stadia's doing this? I'm like, yeah. So Manhattan likes to play on the go, you know. Now he can play it on the go and play it comfortably on the go. You know what I mean? I get that Destiny was on xCloud, but I've already provided the video about that. Now he can play it comfortably on the go. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with it with his Spartan and do his thing, man. I want to ask this, Storm, before we roll out to the final subject matter, which I think people will find interesting. We already talked about how huge this is for the players, but how potentially huge is this in your eyes to Stadia?
It's simple, man. I'm not gonna waste y'all time. See, hundreds of millions of endpoints. That means cell phones, TVs, laptops, treadmills, and I ain't laughing either. Treadmills, watches, NVIDIA Shield, you know what I mean? You name it, you can play in the cloud, man. And see, MM2K, what platform plays best in the cloud? Do you know the answer?
xCloud.
You took too long. I was worried about you for a minute because you took too damn long. xCloud performs best in the cloud, world class. Shit. That's a lie. Stadia is the best, y'all. You know it. That's why we on here, man. We got a Stadia podcast, man. People thought we was out here like clowning around, you know what I'm saying, and all this stuff, and capping for a platform. Yo, they thought we was trying to get a check and everything. We was trying to get a bag. This is what people think. MM2K, you know how I know? Because I've seen them say it to you, and they definitely said to me, bruh. If we're gonna do something, why not do it to the best of our ability, especially when it doesn't break the bank, man? So Stadia getting access to a game like this, crossplay and everything on all these devices, MM2K, man. Do you start to see the picture of what the potential that we talk about? Do you start to picture me rolling, man? Shout out to Pop, man. RIP. Picture me rolling, man, for a minute. I got a controller on my platform that talks directly to the data centers, but when I play on it, I got more games than the other service that you could do the same thing on that copied Stadia.
Yep.
And when I play on Stadia, it makes me forget that I'm playing on the cloud at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, that right there that's just a part of the whole thing, man. That's a part of the reason why I do this, y'all. Destiny 2 feels so good on Stadia, y'all. I can't talk about it. I can't put it in words right now. You just have to see it. You have to come to one of my videos and check it out. You could go over and check it out now. It's live. It's up. I unlisted it for a minute, and I had some likes on it, lost all my likes and everything. That's cool. I unlisted it because my mic was echoing at some point during the stream. I kept hearing myself and whatever, and other people came in and said, yo, there's an echo. So I realized I had my second TV on or whatever, and it had volume playing through the speakers and stuff, right? So my mic picked it up. That's what the issue was. So but I put it back up. If you want to see that stream and you want to see me get mollywopped, as we say, on Destiny 2 Crucible, man, let me say, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be quick, man. Hey, just like Rainbow Six Siege, the PC boys ain't playing around. Them Xbox boys ain't playing around, man. Them PlayStation boys and girls on all these platforms, girls, don't forget about the girls. They're not playing with us, man. Us Stadians, we got to represent. We out here talking about it's best in class. We got to represent. So you got to put that work in. You got to start today. Put that work in, get your power level up, or else don't come out there and make yourself look crazy like I did yesterday, because them boys was ready for us, man. They ready for Stadians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there was
it was so fun, though. It was a lot of fun, bro. It was a lot of fun. I think
there was a lot of excitement in the air. I felt it, too, and I think it's a great thing. I think what it's going to do is it's going to bring a lot of potential players to the platform. People like my bro Manhattan, who was one of those people that was like naysayers, like, Moss, you crazy, you going too crazy over the Stadia thing. And then once I backed them in the corner and got them to play it, they were like, yo, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they do that, then Storm, that ultimately is is what we want. We want people to find at least one game, something that'll get them to the platform, and then we'll have them organically try other games on the platform. So all of our player base, whether it's crossplay or not, will have players, and we can easily create matches. If I'm Stadia, and I got an idea, I want your thoughts on this, and then we're going to move on to the final topic.
Go ahead.
If I'm Stadia Storm, now we got Destiny 2 crossplay. That's huge. It's taking up capacity everywhere. You fighting for time to even get in the game. And you also got this scenario where Stadia is giving people free months if they sign up for YouTube Premiere or whatever, right? Then you got Ubisoft Plus giving you games for $1. I mean, giving you access to the games on Stadia for $1, right? At no additional cost. If I'm Stadia, I'm going even further. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm working out a deal with Bungie where for the month of September, I am giving them a bag, and I'm like, yo, this new pack or this DLC, the Witch, what is it called? The Witch what?
Witch Queen.
The Witch Queen. Look, I'm gonna give you a bag. Let us have the Witch Queen in Stadia Pro for a month, just for a month.
Oh man! Oh man!
You see what that'll do? That'll get people over to Stadia Pro. And then in order to keep access to Stadia, to the Witch Queen, which they'll get just for signing up for $10 a month, they got to keep Stadia Pro.
Man,
is that right? If that don't keep people embedded in the platform? Because I was talking to one cat, and I had one cat that said, there was so many of them, Storm, I got lost. But I had one cat that said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take Assassin's Creed Odyssey off my PC make space, and I'm only playing on Stadia. And some other cats say, well, hold on, it's only 30 frames per second. No, I ain't playing that there. I get it on 60 on the PC, and I get that. I was like, you know what?
Me too.
I'm like, I can't even be mad at you, bro, for that one. But for the people that, again, even though Destiny 2 is free to play, I'm pretty sure it's a huge file, space on people's, desktops or whatever, or on their console. They get to free up all that space, get the new DLC, and that guarantees them into Destiny 2's for Stadia and cross progression too. Like, come on, hey, yo, Storm, am I going crazy? So what do you think about that scenario?
Bro, you've been on a genius level today, bro. It just makes absolute sense, man. Even one of the biggest haters, man. Shout out to my homie. I always, I talk about these haters, man. But my homie Bombay 510, man. Watch Kenny die. This dude right here is very insightful, and he will let you know. He even said, let me tell you what Stadia needs to do. You know what I mean? Stadia needs to focus on making this platform the cross-play platform or whatever. If they want to get all the players that they want to get, they need to heavily focus on crossplay. Now, he said this before we started seeing more and more titles coming, getting crossplay compatibility or whatever, right? But that is absolutely the way to go. It is absolutely like exclusive platform features. And then you add crossplay where people know that they're going to find a lot of people to play with, because when they get Stadia, you're going to want the convenience. You're going to see how well it works. You're going to start realizing, oh, it's so convenient. Oh my gosh, I could just take it upstairs anytime in the bathroom with me or whatever and continue to play at a so they're going to see all that. But what's going to keep them playing is more and more games that has crossplay and stuff, man. Well, you don't have to worry about, like me, Madden 22, it wasn't as many players as I'd like to see. We talked about that, right? That's no fault of Stadia's, really. I can't blame EA that much. Deals take time to be worked out, right? But the more and more games you can put, you add crossplay, you got a winner, is what I'm trying to say. MM2K, it's an automatic success, bro. Anytime you launch a game of that magnitude, like a Destiny 2 or whatever, it really don't have to be that. Division 2, I don't think moves as many units as Destiny 2, but Division 2 was very successful on Stadia because of the crossplay element. So add that to as many games as you can, along with the innovations that you have and all the surprises and features and all that, man. And you got yourself a winner, Google. You got yourself a winner in the cloud. I mean, boy, I can't wait to talk about Phil Spencer and Xbox after this show, man.
Yeah, we're about to get there too. Hold on 1 second. My bad. Let me switch this screen. All right, so final topic, y'all, is one that we'll go over real quick, and then we're gonna get to the after party. There was a survey, and we talked about this in an early video this week. There was a survey done by a group out of Germany. Let me show you
Right.
something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the survey speaks to Storm what keeps gamers from cloud gaming and how to make it more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about Google. There's some parts of this where I think they were a little confused. One paragraph here, they said that the cloud gaming division of Google is going a step further than what xCloud and other people are doing. That they're right on that. Although the in-house Stadia developer studio was closed earlier this year, Google is not dropping the project. The plans now, this is where I think they're a little mixed up. The plans for Stadia include Google focusing on Stadia makers to attract more indie developers. They say in place of AAA titles and ports, which is we already know is not the case. Off of the strength of Ubisoft alone, a new royalties concept through which developers will receive 85% of revenues from game sales starting in October is expected to contribute to this. In addition, 70% of the revenues generated by Stadia Pro is also expected to go to developers who will make their titles available on a platform each month. And it's talked about, rumor has it that Google streaming service will be open up to developers as a white label platform as well. Now, they say, as optimistic as these measures sound, Dr. Thomas King, Chief Technology Officer at DECIX, which is out of Germany, and it says, knows that cloud gaming still raises yet to be answered questions and concerns among many gamers. Now, this is something that we've always spoke about here, Storm. We've always said it's not a premier platform. It's a 1% business or a 2% business. And not because it's not capable, but it's just where it's at right now. You got to think back to digital games. Back in 2013, the aspect of digital games or DRM was enough to sink Xbox at launch. Even though some of us may have not thought that was fair, that was the perception. Same here. It's cloud gaming is not an adapted resource yet amongst the general gaming populace. So let me give some quick numbers and get your thoughts on this, Storm.
Gotcha.
The survey says that 34. Now they broke the people up into two groups: a group of people that game daily, opposed to who game weekly. All right, so 34 to 37% are just not familiar enough with cloud gaming. 9.1 to 11.3% of gamers think they don't have the right hardware to try it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Which even the article himself says is crazy and based off of whatever. 22.9 to 28.6% just don't find it attractive. 21.4% to 23% don't trust the tech. And 19 to 25% think they have too slow an internet connection in order to enjoy cloud gaming. Now, again, this isn't the 100% broken up. You could be one person that was part of this survey and fit into many of these different groups. But this just shows you the level of skepticism that's out there. There's two parts to this: the misinfo and the flat out mistrust. Let's talk about the misinfo. We get tagged a lot here on the show, PNTS Network, for addressing the people that have articles that are full of misinformation, or they might have a couple of things of misinformation. We're told often, Storm, why even waste the time to address them? It's just minor stuff. But as this study shows, 10% or 11% of the populace think they don't have the right hardware to try it. 20% don't trust the tech, like they don't think the tech works. And then 25%, Storm, think they have too slow of an internet connection. They don't know. They think they have too slow of an internet connection. This stuff is based off of misinformation that comes from the same journalists that we go against. So, Storm, in light of this scientific, this is not MM2K and Project Storm Babble. This is now scientific information. Based upon the scientific information, Storm, what do you think about us trying to make sure that the journalistic information that we get out there is truthful and honest? What are your thoughts?
Oh man, we talk about it all the time. It all has to make sense, That's all. Like Matt Sukazi said it in the chat, man. I think he just put it perfectly. If you had an internet speed, try it out.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this, like, you know how I feel about the journalism, right? You know how I feel about the fact that, I think things could be done a little bit better, you know what I mean, without information seeming like it's skewed in any way and all that stuff, man. So that's another conversation for a different day right there. Just trying to break that down. But man, when I want to go back to this right here though, because one of the biggest things about cloud gaming that people worry about, I do like the part in there, the percentage that, people were like, they can't, they don't, I guess they can't trust it or whatever. Like they don't, and I think that's going to come down to reliability, like playing games at a high level,
Mm-hmm.
So as I think about that, I'm thinking about what Jack Buser and somebody else might have said from Stadia about like the biggest thing is a lot of the skepticism comes from the fact that um basically Stadia just they need to get Stadia in the hands of the people who are skeptical and all that stuff, and
Yep.
then once that happens, then people start to see that, oh, this thing works very well. And I think it'll curtail a lot of the fears and worries that people have out here when it comes to Stadia and cloud gaming in general. So I man, this is a good one, bro. Damn.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know how to break it down. I really, you know what I'm trying to say, but it's hard
Yeah.
to
Oh
break
yeah.
down because there's so many
Mm-hmm.
layers to it, bro.
Yeah.
Because I want to go back and revisit each one of those percentages, but I know we don't have a lot of time to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if
What was the
we
highest one again? Give me the
the
highest
highest
percentage.
one was it was 19%. Well, no, 22% to 28% just don't find it attractive. Like they just like they're happy with gaming on a console or PC or whatever, and they just don't want to try cloud gaming. They feel like cloud gaming has nothing to offer them, so they just don't want to try it. You know what I mean?
And I guess that's going to be fine.
Yeah,
That's going to be
exactly.
okay because we know that not everybody on the planet is going to want to try cloud gaming. Some people are just never going to be able to do so, even though they
Exactly.
want to. Um, man, yeah, we might have to touch more on that one right there as I digest it all, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people they don't know what they want until they got it, right? You know what I'm saying?
True.
And so a lot of that 28%, it reminds me of the 28% that I used to be a part of too when it came to DRM. It's like, oh, I don't want no DRM. I want to have a physical disc in my hand because I want to be able to go to GameStop and trade it in. I got more flexibility and ownership, which was a lie. You don't own anything when it comes to these games. You're granted access to a license.
Hmm.
But with that being said, as years went on, I matured from my ways and realized DRM really ain't a bad thing, and you start finding a lot of deals and stuff like that, and reliability. I ain't got to worry about a disc being broken and all this a disc being scratched and all that other stuff, right? So, yeah, you're just going to see growth. You're going to have to wait and get growth, and it's going to take years for that. That's why analysts say that it's going to take several years for it to be a keepsake with the general gamer, and that's okay. But these other percentages, they don't think they have the right hardware. They think that their internet is too slow. You know what I'm saying? The familiarity with it. No, I'm sorry. The largest one, Storm, is 34 to 37% just are not familiar with it.
Here it is. Now
They just don't know about it.
that is something to focus on right there.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what Stadia is focusing on. If I'm Stadia, I'm focusing on
Yes.
that market right
Tell it.
there. That audience is my number one priority right there. The ones who are not familiar. Because see, it's like samples of different food. Remember how you used to go to the mall or whatever, and they would have samples of chicken and stuff like at the different shops and all that. I don't know if you ever, they were having on a platter. You can get one on the toothpick or whatever and try that food out. And then when you
Yep.
realize it's good, you're gonna do what? You're gonna purchase that meal, man. So it's kind of like that. So Stadia has that. See, the cloud gaming offers that. You could be at the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? You could have a device already. Man, bro. I can't see cloud gaming failing like some people
Yeah.
project it. That's crazy.
Yep.
What I can see cloud gaming doing is being the future, though. And I'm not talking about killing consoles and PCs and stuff right now. I'm not talking about that because I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. I'll give it 10 years, 10 more years, then they'll start phasing stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But cloud gaming is the truth, man. It's undeniable. MM2K, the way you can play the convenience and the cost, all that cost saving and stuff like that. And I know that these companies are gonna love. They're gonna eat that up, man. Is the reason why we're gonna be talking about Stadia. And the white labeling thing does not scare me.
Mm-hmm.
I
No.
still have access to this tech now. For all the people that want exclusivity like us, I feel bad. We feel bad. You know.
Yep.
But when it comes to if Stadia works so well that Google says, you know what, yeah, hey, we have Stadia right here available for anybody that's trying to start a cloud gaming service right now, and they're running that service, and that company can generate that many more users. Well, then I could sit back. I could sit back and say, "Yo, man, you're still playing Stadia, aren't you? After all, you're playing Stadia now." I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just a lot to take in, man.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from all this, Storm, is that most people have been misinformed about this, or they just don't want it, right? And that's fine.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's
Absolutely
fine right
fine.
now, because it was the same way with digital gaming, and now we're seeing digital gaming. Like, I think now PlayStation's at a point to where it sells more games digitally than it does physically. That's why they stopped selling digital games, digital copies in GameStop, right? Because they were like, hold on, if we could keep 100% of this instead of splitting it with GameStop, you just go to our store and buy it, right?
Yeah.
So that took time. Like, that took time for that to come to fruition. The same thing will take time here. But Storm, what Google probably knows, because they probably have seen this as well, along with the other platforms, is that you have about 37% of the populace who don't know about cloud gaming, who it might benefit, who you might be able to sway early on. At some point in time, I'm with you. This is going to be the future, period. And it's going to go 37% the reverse way years down the line. But at least right now, you have an opportunity to where up to 37% of the projected $190 billion market in 2021, you can pick off those people and get them to enjoy your platform. That's huge, Storm. And
Let me tell you what else is huge.
well, let me finish this point real quick. And what happens? That's huge. And what's slowing that down is the misinformation that is coming from these same forces that we try to combat and say, look, start telling the people the truth. So we got to understand why Stadia and these other platforms are doing what they're doing. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, you asked me, man. You're right, and I'm looking at what Roger's saying right now about the next generation. In his opinion, like starting in about 7 to 8 years, right, and it's going to be all in the cloud. PS5, Series X are the last physical consoles. But see, Microsoft, I mean, Xbox is telling people that it might be a couple more consoles. They got consoles coming down the road. So I don't know, MM. We're going to talk about it. Maybe we can add that in the after show a little bit, man. It's something for us to think about because I want to get your thoughts on it. Look, it is what it is, man. Like when it comes to that stuff, it gets deep. It gets real deep. So I think I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say for the after show. I really do. You know what I mean? For everybody that's gonna be tuning in, we'll chop it up over there.
That's what's up. Hey, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode. We are going to get ready for the after show. Now, again, for the after show, we do once a month an after show for all members, but that's not just this yet. We're gonna start doing that the first Thursday of every month. The first Wednesday. The first Wednesday of every month is going to be the after show for the entire member population. But right now, if you want to join us for this after party, because we're going to talk a little bit more about this, and we're going to talk about Phil Spencer's take on cloud gaming. Oh my gosh. Join us for after party. So in order for you to be at the after party, you got to be a prescription member or higher. And I'm dropping the link right now. Also, I'm going to close this poll. We're going to end it. Where we ask people, are you upset about, or are you concerned that games like Grime, AA games like that, don't release at 4K? 66% said no, 33% said yes, and that's 68 votes. So,
you know what I see in those numbers right there?
What's that, brother?
33% said they agree with me.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty large number, man. So I think it's important because people you got to consider, like, if Stadia is trying to cover everybody, they got to cover the large screen. Some people play on projectors or whatever they play on, so you got to keep them in mind. You don't want Stadia is already being streamed, so it's not going to be as razor sharp in every game. Some games it does get pretty damn comparable to console and PC quality, right? But some
Right.
games, man, it depends. And if, hey, you get what I'm saying? Division 2, Doom Eternal, games like that, Judgment, stand out. Those are just examples. But hey, if all of them can hit that 4K quality, 4K resolution, yeah, that right there make it more appealing to people that want to play on those screens.
Absolutely. All right. With that said, my bro Project Storm, can you let people know where they can find you at, good brother?
Find me right here on YouTube, Project Storm. I have a wave of 8K videos coming out, but I will be throwing in Stadia and everything else I can. Hey, got this 8K TV. I'm about to put it to use. So you can find me there chopping up content. So if you like what you see, subscribe, hit that like button and all that good stuff. And then on Twitter, you can find me at the Nephophiliac. I'm always over there just lurking and seeing what everybody has to say. And it's always fun in Twitter land, man. So definitely check it out. Follow Google Stadia if you're into it. They have a Twitter account. Follow MM2K and Stadia Dosage and all the 500 accounts he has and stuff. Everything is good.
According to my bros, I got 80 sock accounts. So the 80 sock accounts I got,
Yeah, man. But that's about it. And I'll say this: you could check us out Saturday for the SML podcast. Me and MM2K at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Sir. That will be on my channel this week, right?
Yes, your channel
this week, on brother. My channel. And then following that, we'll have the Revolutionary Storm also on my channel, I think.
Okay.
On Sunday. Okay. Man, jam-packed. You also check it out. That'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern time on my channel with me and Stadia Revolution.
That's what's up. And y'all know where y'all can find me. Y'all can find me here at Stadia Dosage. Y'all can find me at MM2K. Oh, you forget something?
I forgot. Tonight.
Go ahead, brother.
Tonight. Game Meets Yang of Gaming podcast. Unless something changes, me, Snow Bunny, and Rome should be going live. I forgot this new schedule, man. Bunny.
Yeah, I know. Hey, bro, I know. The hardest working man, in these podcast streets. Golly.
That'll be 7:30 to 9 Eastern time, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this after party. We can't be too long with it because my brother gotta get something to eat, man. With that said, y'all can catch me here. Y'all can catch me on MM2K videos. Next week will be the next episode of The Commission. We've had 2 fire episodes back to back. New panel. Check us out. We doing the damn thing. With that said, thank y'all so much. Appreciate all of y'all. Yeah, Charles like, why YOG? Yeah, brother. They moved it to Wednesday night now. It's football. It's football season, brother. So it's tonight. It's gonna be in a couple hours. So we're gonna have to wrap this up. With that said, appreciate, love all of y'all. Thank y'all. See y'all over at the after party. Have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Peace. Destiny 2 is fired.